And we're live. Hello everyone and welcome to a new match of the Metroid Prime 2 Mentor Tournament. Today we will be seeing a match against, Jeff against GingerChris in the lower bracket. Two highly seeded players, so we should have some action today. I'm Storm. I'm be commenting this alongside Baha. Hello Baha.
Hello, hello. And we
And,
will be joined by Drake in the booth doing some tracking in a few minutes as well.
Just of note for the rulers agreement, we'll be running a new patcher and we will have no cannonball to be found this time around. And without further ado, we are in there.
Sorry, VP. Throwing off Radomania's data analysis by rolling a ton of seeds looking for a dead Lightbringer.
We're starting with bombs here, pretty classic. And Hive, Temple Keys are in Aegon, and I think it was Temple Grounds.
I thought I read Dark Aegon, but I could easily be wrong. I do not trust my eyes anymore.
That we should have correct link here.
Check confirming. It was Aegon and Dark Aegon.
Okay. Interesting to have all the Ink-Hive keys being Aegon.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward, because you expect sometimes your worm keys are going to be early, so like, you expect a worm key or two in Aegon as well, which means you still feel kind of obligated to pick them up, even though they're probably all just Ink-Hive keys. Jeff with a little bit cleaner of the dark splinters fight. Oh no, I'm lying. No, it's really synced actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. So run out TGC going a bit faster on there. Just want to pile up the charge shots. There is nothing more to this fight, really. Shot, and that's Albert dead on the GingerChris side, and we get light beam.
Wow, that's like bombs, really.
That's it's not a common thing to find there. Checking transport B has a grapple. We might as well grab it now. We got bombs.
Yeah, especially before Screw Attack turns up, and especially before Space Jump or Screw Attack turn up. Sometimes you actually do need that grapple, so
yep.
Might as well grab it. Saves time in a few rooms as well.
You never know where you end up with a Screw Attack and Path of Roots or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just 2 items in logic right now. Oh no, 3, sorry. We have Comm Area, Temple Assembly Site, and the Aegon Elevator. Oh no, I'm sorry, we have bombs. We can get into Aegon. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Aegon's already open.
Yeah.
What do we have on Temple Assembly Side? Did not get a good look. Looks like a key, I think?
Yeah, I think that might have been a Sky Temple key. Alright.
Yeah,
Did you see you're gonna skip communication area? Jeff gonna check it, so we have a first little bit of route divergence.
Yep. Jeff's going for communication area here, and it is an STK up there, so no hurry about getting that one.
We'll definitely be through this room again, so we'll have another opportunity to grab it. It's a little bit faster once you have Space Jump, even though the bomb jump's pretty easy. It's a little bit slower than just doing it with Space Jump later.
The Cursed Lake tells us we have a missile system there. This is dead. Cannot be anything.
Yeah, this route does get a little bit awkward for TGC if we get as far as like Portal XSA and do not find a missile. This light ammo for Jeff. So this is gonna pay out.
Yep, doesn't work out. Oop. Missile, one room away from transport. Okay, so missile launcher is on transport center.
Okay, so we have access to that, so that's good news for TGC. Never going to get punished by missing the only missile in comm area.
Yep.
So yeah, this route by TGC a little more aggressive. Game plan is basically, all right, we have to get all our temple grounds checks available, we have to do some early Aegon anyways, so let's do the Aegon stuff now, and then try to route in all of temple grounds at once. When it works, it's nice, because it means you get to kind of one-trip temple grounds and save a little bit of time over Jeff's approach here. But every once in a while, you leave behind something you'd quite like a space jump or a dark beam, and then you
Or
feel a
an
little bit
Ember.
bad when you get there 10 minutes later than your opponent. Did you see hot dogging a hint? We do already have Amber.
Oh, we do already have Ember. It was a transport to Aegon, right?
Correct, yeah, right here.
Quite convenient. Maybe just not used to having the Ember that early.
It's
know,
a
I'm
very
not.
early Ember. Hopefully we at least remember it for Sand Cache.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a professional at forgetting Sandcash myself. Maybe Jeff will think about it. In Seattle, anything in Money Station A?
I couldn't quite tell. Jeff also attempting to take a look at the item here in Mining Plaza. It's me.
Too many pixels for me to be able to tell what was in there. Oh, there's the first Inga Hive key. Not very useful. Okay, Main Plaza tells us Space Jump is on Aegon Energy Controller. Very nice info for Jeff. He's gonna be beelining that one.
Ooh, yeah, that's... Well, no, we still need a missile, though.
Oh
so
yeah,
we
you're
might-
right. We don't have a missile L yet.
So yeah, I guess we're kind of getting it forced into this transport center play here.
That's a bit awkward.
Yeah, curious to see how the runners approach this. As Jeff, I'm definitely just grabbing the launcher and then going to get my space jump before continuing the Dark Aegon loop.
Yeah.
As TGC, without that space jump knowledge, we'll see, could opt to instead just grab the missile and then return to the jump guardian loop. I don't like doing the jump guardian loop before grabbing the missile, because then you stand a pretty good chance of isolating Trail Tunnel. So I expect both runners at least to grab the missiles first, but we'll see what happens after that. Jeff also has the option of doing Sand Cache here, which is a pretty good play, I think, before diving.
You should do it. Like, if you find a missile expansion in there, you can save some time by expansion directly in the jump gun loop. But since Jeff was also not thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. There can be a bit of an arcane, NSJ. You're having to climb the room twice. Oh, interesting. Jeff not playing for the. Maybe Jeff trying to just like a random missile expansion rather than having to do these two portal transitions just to get a missile.
Yeah, well, the only way here is Sandcash has a missile expansion. If else, he'll have to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
I
if
don't
you
mind
don't
this play though,
Sandcash
as like
first,
a little bit of a shortcut to the route.
and that's a joke on that's just a neat thing. Unfortunately, we need to go pick up that missile launcher.
Was that Seekers?
Crossroads? I did not get a look.
Sorry, yes. To answer question in chat, the RAs for today are New Catcher and Cannonball has been removed. I believe it was, Jeff that had an incident with Cannonball in Hall of Combat Mastery. You can get soft locked with the stupid lasers if you're forced to do the puzzle vanilla with Cannonball. And that seems to have soured his opinion of Cannonball. Not unfairly.
Okay, so GGT literally just went to open the bomb slot and it's immediately coming out. We have Sunburst on Tumos. I don't think we'll be seeing that one.
Yeah, so TGC not grabbing this hint either, so we'll see when TGC remembers that Amber is in hand.
Yeah, I feel like he forgot. Just forgot he has
like
Amber
at
at
this
all.
point. Luckily, just gonna miss, and E-Tech's pretty good.
Yeah,
At
he's
least
not
we already
missing
have the
anything
first
for
one.
now.
Yeah.
Like, the hints have not been useful. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna do Bomb Guardian and check on Aegon Energy Controller. But the TGC didn't get the hint about Space Jump, so he's gonna return to the rest of Jump Gun Loop. Where I expect Jeff to just go straight get that Space Jump after. Just makes jump garden loop faster.
Mm-hmm. This play still works out okay. Like, I don't think this is necessarily that bad. Because we have Light
it's
Beam,
not.
like, after we do Aegon Temple, we're going to want to probably play at least in Inventory A. So, like, having this stuff done makes it a little more comfortable to decide what you want to do next.
That's very fair, yes.
Yeah. Especially if we find some things that make playing into labs an option.
Mm-hmm. Plus, we do already have like one E-tank, Jeff has two, so this is very comfy anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one E-tank makes a huge difference here. You're
really
way
does.
less likely to die.
No health can be scary, especially if the game decides, like the pickup system decides, nope, you are not getting health.
Mm-hmm. Because the difference when you're farming for those gold energy, you have to be at 20% health. The difference between being at 20% and having 3 seconds if you get scammed, and having 6 seconds is massive.
That is, yeah, that is true. Just gonna check. As usual, we usually check the room closet first here, because when we kill the Junk Garden, usually we have to go down to pick up the item. And we don't want to have to climb the room again, so... Yeah, Jeff going for missile launcher, and I'm just curious if he's gonna go back to Jump Ground Loop or just go to Aegon Energy Control at this point.
Yeah, I can kind of see this either way. I don't really mind either choice here.
Another E in there. We'll call it.
Yeah, Jeff is gonna rush the space jump.
Yep. That makes sense, I think, in this case.
Yeah, will be a little bit of extra backtracking to go like through this room again, which is like a little bit slow with this cannons, but you'll save about that much time with having spaceship in this loop. So unless you have the opportunity,
maybe
of
bumps into Dog Beam.
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
dash 4 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Dark
very
Beam or
nice.
Spider would be pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Chris gonna be quickly whittling down the Jump Garden with that Light Beam. Even if you don't see him, he's there. And he's gone in about 3 seconds. Less than that.
I'm gonna ask chat, phone a friend again, or ask the audience. Does anyone think they saw what was in Crossroads? Because I still kind of suspect that was Seekers.
Doctor on key 3 on Jump Guardian, okay. Another red key. Junction site.
Ooh. Yeah, Jeff a little late getting the missile off. Had some trouble with the lock-on. Didn't quite get the charge shot up.
Fortunately, I'll make the fight awkward with a few more cycles there.
Yeah, well, effectively, yeah, Jeff with the heads-up play of sticking to the overall script, so it didn't fire like a missile or something there, which would have been problematic and caused us to need to do a couple extra cycles, but stuck to the script, so...
Guess a 3 cycle there, so it works out.
Not too bad.
Also, doesn't seem like doing the Jump Garden now was worth it. We just found an E, and Echo on Bomb Garden, okay. Why not?
We'll see when... Someday, Jeff surely will spike a hint that has, like, enough value that it's a difference maker if TGC keeps forgetting about it.
Yeah, right, that makes no difference, actually. Like, I expect TGC is just gonna head right away to Aegon Energy Control now.
Oh. TGC types in the race time room in a few seconds. Probably, I'm gonna guess, remembering Amber exists.
And another joke! Oh yeah, that's still not making a difference. Did Jeff scan the pole terminal, and I did not see it?
I think so, but I don't remember what it said. Was that not the Tumos one?
Oh, you are correct. It was Sunburst on Tomas.
Ah, yes, that would be them. We do indeed have Amber. Alright, so TGC remembers.
Yeah, literally all 4 Amber hits we could get are essentially completely useless. So TGC not punished at all by forgetting the existence of Amber here.
Yeah, honestly, remembering before Aegon Energy Controller is probably the biggest thing here. Just like that one's actually kind of painful to have to backtrack for. We'll probably walk by the other Amber hints again at some point, so not the absolute end of the world.
Jeff getting bullied by the roly polies there. be checking vent area A here. I wouldn't be surprised at all that there is a major here. And that's nothing actually. So here, either we proceed to do more the base of the labs, either we go to Temple Grounds, and I think I agree with Jeff here. I don't think here I would go into the labs quite yet. Not from that end, at least.
Yeah, Venturi is a really good check here, but yeah, I would not proceed in logic labs here. It's a pretty bad Dark Samus fight as well. Although I guess we do have access to labs from the front, huh? So that could
So command center could be worse. And since we have light beam, we also do have central mining station in logic. I think these would be worth checking now. It's either that or you go to high chamber air B. Well, Jeff hasn't done jump guard loop, so I think that's where he's headed now to complete it. But not gonna find much.
Yeah, a lot of times in these situations, I'm pretty happy to play Temple Grounds once I get a power bomb. So I'm like a little more inclined to stay in a gun until a power bomb shows up. Even if it's an out of logic power bomb, like that just makes the trip way more valuable in terms of the number of checks you get done. Yeah, I agree. I think central mining and command center at a minimum are good here, and honestly, I might even just play labs all the way forwards. And worst case, we save warp, and then we get dumped back in Temple Grounds where we have a bunch of checks.
Yep. We still can't do GFMC right now, which I think lowers the attractiveness of going back to Temple Grounds quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd be going only for high chamber A and B, and we'll have to return. We haven't even found a burger yet. Jeff here is super comfy here with the 3 tanks, the space jump, and I'm gonna find another one in the broom closet. Little dash swag there, but missed. Oops.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's easier to just jump rather than try to dash. Lack of missiles a bit annoying here. Unfortunately, we're still only sitting at
there's
5.
no missiles. Oh, yeah. Because when they have 5 missile, we actually cannot get priority drops, which is a pain.
Oh my god, game, please. There's so many caches in this room. One of them. Okay, yeah, I like this. Jump Guardian almost always drops missiles.
I'm pretty sure he does always drop at least one normal missile pickup, so yeah. At this point, rather than waste time trying to find a pickup by pure chance, just kill the Jump Guardian. You have space jump anyway, you can go back up very quickly. I think the GT realized he forgot to scan that hint, so just return there for it. Was gonna be disappointed, because knowing where Sunburst is not that useful. I think TGC may be deciding to check out chamber A and B there. That's what I'm thinking with him heading that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this pivot as well from Jeff. Yeah, we destroyed all the Sanimals, unfortunately, but we can reload the room by checking this first. Although I don't know that we rolled far enough.
I don't think so.
Might have to call
it did.
Oh, it did? Wow. That's a fast load.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Like, door opened immediately. I thought, it hasn't been loaded. Actually, it has.
Did you see getting the Mining Plaza hint belatedly? Gonna check out this as well.
I think it's... I can't tell, actually. I really can't tell. It's something a bit shiny. It looked like a bit like a light beam ammo, but can't be sure.
I wanted to say vanilla E-Tank, but again, I have so little confidence in my guys.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to see. For sure, it's not an STK though. I'm pretty sure it's not an STK.
If you just make Temple Grounds play, honestly, this may have been partially incentivized by missing the Mining Plaza hint. It's not crazy to just do these 2 checks, and then we can even decide to go back into Aegon. Like you don't really have to commit to the full Temple Grounds play to do these 2 checks here. In fact, I actually kind of like these 2 checks into full commit forward labs. And then when you save warp, you get kicked out and you just get to do the GFMC loop. God help us with a power bomb by then. The only thing that's kind of scary here for TGC is we have sure left comm area for a long time. So like if that was a dark beam, a power bomb, anything like that, we're kind of in rough shape.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of early bombs because of comm area.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, on the other hand, could also be playing double grounds via the save warp here.
TGC is checking the default try hint. Beam related upgrade we get there. Okay. Jeff, save warping actually from Jungle Loop. So
Yeah,
I guess
I
we'll
like that
check
save
out
warp.
your as well.
Yeah, if you've already done well, man, is it faster? It's definitely better. Like having already done transport center, like taking that save warp definitely saves some time. I don't know that it's still faster to get to. Oh, hello, suit. What is that for?
Dogs? Oh. That is funny because if we hadn't, yeah, no, there's no way we wouldn't pick up that echo though. Because like if you hadn't picked up the echo, then we could have duplicated this, but there's no way.
Yeah,
No way they wouldn't pick up a major. That still doesn't give us anything quite yet though, as far as I know.
I very much enjoyed the 9 power bomb start you had the other day.
Maybe we find supers there or in labs, for example. Could be something.
Mm-hmm.
I said yeah, so the play is labs right now. The JeffGainsNGames might be tempted to check comm area now.
Yeah, personally, I like just double downing on this kind of stuff. Like if you go and check it now, you're giving up all of the advantage you gained from putting it off earlier, and then some. Like Jeff will actually probably take the lead at that point, whereas TGC will conserve the lead.
Yeah, TGC is now going for it,
but
so...
is worried about the... Oh, we haven't done Swords of Cavern B. Yeah, we kind of do that, didn't we?
Correct, I totally forgot about it, but that's just a missing expansion.
Okay. Yeah, it being 2 checks, I think, and one of which like wasn't accessible to your opponent at the start makes it more better. And now that you've come this far, I think you can come area too.
Jeff's going for the sugar A and B. So yeah, the only play here is going to the labs, so it's gonna be something there.
Yeah, so I think after I assume we're gonna see comm area now. Yeah. So after this and Hive Chamber loops, we're gonna converge. Both runners will have done all the same checks, have all the same items, and we'll be
both have shots left. So it's Command Center is in play, Central Mining Station is in play, Bow Energy Production is in play, and of course there's always the possibility of a Vanilla Dark Beam.
Now here's a question: do you do labs forwards or backwards here, or don't?
I think I do it forwards. In this case, I think I do it forwards. So I have a big suspicion we are gonna find whatever we need, either in Command Center or Central Mining Station. Like it's a bit more front-loaded, I'd say.
So the one thing you get from doing it backwards is you get to do my favorite route if you find exactly supers in labs, because supers would put like battleground stuff in logic, and you only get to do those checks reasonably if you're doing labs backwards. Otherwise, you end up stuck at Dark Samus area and you have to loop all the way backwards to labs. Dark beams in labs going forwards probably works just as well as anything else.
Yeah. I'm a fan of doing it backwards myself. Just I think in this case, I don't know. I guess just got your gut feeling and it's more towards the front, but I think it's valid either. The nice thing about River Slab is always the fact you can do it in one pass and you don't have to do the whole backtrack or save warp at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we don't have Dark Beam or Screw to answer chat, but there's a relatively straightforward Secret World and Wall Crawl you can do to activate the Dark Samus fight.
Yep.
Without getting soft locked.
It's a very simple one if you have bombs, at least. It's like single BSJ onto a little standable, and then you just jump out of bounds. There's literally no ceiling above the light beam door, basically. And from there, you can easily check. You can check storage B. You can actually lockpick storage B. D, I mean. You can lockpick storage D, and you can activate the Dark Samus fight from above the room, because the trigger for it actually extends out of bounds.
Jeff, unfortunately, continuing to have the capture card issues that have been
Yeah.
plaguing him a bit across this tournament. Not a huge time loss there, thankfully.
The GC is going from either just opening the door to be sure to be able to get out. Not sure yet if he commits to going from the front or the back. He will be going from the front.
No second Torvus yet. Yeah, we're lacking a few items to get into. Well, I guess we have exactly enough to enter Torvus Lagoon, but we can't do anything.
Yeah, can't do anything there or go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we could do is just check what is in Lagoon, but couldn't even pick it up. So that would make no sense.
Yeah, lack of a PB.
Actually, we can't even. We do not have a way to open the portal. If we want to.
Oh, true.
Dark Souls, so no, can't even make it there actually.
Only a few checks in logic here. We'll see which one has the answer and what we get.
Just 4 of them.
I'm kind of feeling super missiles as our next item.
Yeah, I've seen it as well, and it wants us to go to Battleground or something like that. But that's why I feel like going from the front is better there, because you have command center and Southern Mining Station like right away. I feel like it's more of a chance that you actually find like right away the next prog. And that's supers, I think.
Do you think that's too interesting yet? To answer a question in chat, we know Tumas is dead. It's Sunburst, but otherwise we've gotten both of the Jokins out of the way already.
I thought it looked a bit like supers, but since TGC is not going for it, I assume it was just an expansion.
I think that was just a missile,
yeah. I'll always make sure what is in there, because it's gotta be kind of hard to tell through the force field sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that orange tint is really misleading.
That's something. That 100% is something. That's good.
Okay.
Here we probably want to shoot the trigger and reload, just to avoid like if you do that, you lock the door, but you don't actually trigger the cutscene, and if you actually leave the room and reload it, when you're back, the layers are gone. Which is a nice thing to know.
Reloading the room this way works, probably a little bit slower than just like heading towards bio storage, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I would have gone towards was the right instead of going back up there. We definitely want that screw attack, though. That gives us logical access towards GFMC at this point. So the play here is: do we commit to more labs and maybe just save warp at the end to do GFMC, or do we just turn towards GFMC now?
It's a tough sell for me to give up on labs here, I think, since we're already here. Oh, are we sure?
I think the GC might be heading back. Actually, nope.
Oh, is GC trying to do the? Wait, no, don't do this. This is a soft lock.
The poor medic. Maybe it was just his dating.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a funny little thing here. When you do that manipulation, normally when you first enter this room and you pass underneath, like the dark portal shows like opens and you see like the pirates going in. If you've actually done that trick to know some layers, you can still trigger that the thing that makes the portal open, and you actually have enough time to get out of there and actually reach the pole before it closes. Like, it is actually open, and that actually allows you to enter the pole without having normally any way to actually activate it. Obviously, you have to be careful, as if you don't have a way to get out, you're stuck in there.
Yeah, it's pretty niche. It's often useful when you don't have a dark or annihilator beam, but you do have light beam supers.
Yeah.
It's actually,
or even just light beam if you know the secret world and filling pit and just walk roll out.
I guess, yeah.
I think Cathuman likes to do that. It's just a massive expansion in up there, so yeah, I think at that point what I would do is just save warp, reach the next save station, and just save warp. I don't think I would go all the way to Dark Summers. We could choose to peek Storage C here if we wish.
Protects, yeah, not quite spaced out enough there for TGC.
Yep. Last thing, if you go for the peak here, you can actually also complete the puzzle from out of bounds, which is saves you a bit of time.
No, I don't think TGC cares much for the
That's too low.
sand processing strats, and I don't like this wall crawl nearly as much if you're not doing it as part of like being able to full clear labs. If you're already leaving checks behind here, the wall crawl is like kind of slow. Even if you're just doing the visual scout.
I think it depends here. Either you just full clear everything, so you don't ever have to come back to this power labs. Either you just take the save now, and oh, it looks like Chris is going at least out of bounds. You can square attack into the stone and just pop out of bounds, as it goes for many multiple tunnels in this game.
Nothing too crazy in this seat so far. Lack of a power bomb, a little bit annoying for both runners. We've been kind of limited in what we can do in double rounds.
TG's just going the normal way around then. Yeah, the main advantage for me of popping out of bounds here is just like you destroy those blocks, so you don't have to do this whole slow path with a laser and both pulling around. Taking laser damage, but we have 4 E's. I don't think that bugs us too much here. So my question is, does TGC choose to save up immediately here or not?
Nope. I think you should do Dark Samus. We have 3 checks in logic. Like leaving 1 here, and then doing a long walk for the other 2 is
that's fair. I just feel like the screw attack is really pointing to JFMC.
Yeah, I agree. It's more likely that JFMC is the answer than this, but like I don't.
I mean, we could also pivot like, at worst if we don't find anything JFMC. I could definitely also just play like conservative, get this done. And another issue last time is a bit of a slow fight here, unless we use screw attack nicely.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's even a little more difficult. Like Dark Samus is a little less reliable with that barrier in this fight than in Dark Samus 3. So screw attack strats are a little more difficult.
It's pretty rare that we actually see a fight here, rather than just Dark Samus being power bombed within a few frames. And without diving is definitely something that can happen.
Another thing, it's a little awkward. So generally, if your ammo's kind of limited, ooh, that was good.
Oh,
good
that was a good screw attack there. Yeah. Oh. Let's get the cut a bit earlier.
Yeah, if you don't have enough ammo for the whole fight, I definitely recommend saving your beam ammo for like phase 2 of the fight. And rushing that, because she spends way more of time invincible in that phase. So you really want to rush through that as quickly as you can.
Storage D hands. Yeah, it's just a red key, so yeah. Wasn't quite worth.
It is possible to poke your head in, scan that without the door check closing behind you, so...
Yeah, there's a bit of margin for that.
Yeah.
Jeff might be choosing to just save warp here. GGC reloads the room, wants to check the Dark Oasis hint and see what's in main reactor. That we could pick at that up now. Actually, Jeff's not save warping, so he's also good for Dark Samus. Just took a save.
Yeah, TGC did like was maybe like a hair away from.
He did not go far enough to build that room. Because once you're done the Dark Samus fight, you need to have that room be reloaded, and it makes an item appear as well as an incorp that gives you a hint about what is in the dark version of that room.
Oh, are we giving up on main reactor?
Seems like seems like she's just gonna save warp now.
Not in logic, so I guess that's fine. And we're like several items away from it being in logic, but I feel like you're giving up part of the reward.
Oh, that was a really good scrap attack from Jeff.
Yeah, great start.
Just barely any health left there. It's a few lab shot and we're done. Yeah, that was a speedy fight for Jeff there. The red key here. So yeah, another fun fact, screw attack was on this crystal, don't ask why. There's 2 crystals in this game like that can be activated as crit attack. The other one is in the crypt and Note Elves. And Jeff, well, not with the turrets. Can't really go some processing with that. We're gonna be right in the room and checking the Dark Ways' hit though. Telling us there is a missile related upgrade, okay. And what's that in there? I think it's just doggy memo.
Yeah. Alright. Skip's continuing to work out for TGC here.
Yep. Never punished.
Never punished. The true school of Baja.
So we have the crate and the top of the ship that we can get right now.
I think that's about it. So this has kind of got to be something.
Hello, Annihilator.
It's
Interesting.
path interesting here, although that's also not in logic unless Emerald is.
So that
hanging
got
out
us
over there.
Annihilator. Yeah, we could have Emerald. Logically, we could have Emerald in Pheasant Grounds or Transport A here.
What else is going on? Oh, Pod W is a very good check here now.
Yeah, I think right now I would do like the GC ad. I would check Pheasant Grounds here.
Yeah,
Transport A and Pod W, then go back to Eagle.
So yeah, Sparker points out we do have some opportunities for Dark Beam in Dark Labs now. Battleground.
I've still never had that happen to me, but definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
I've also had supers in there. Oh wait, Profit Path is logical. We have Echo.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think of that.
Still
Echo
is a PLNR right
Dark.
now without Emerald, but could just be Emerald here. Or could be Emerald in Pod W or something to put this in logic.
Of course, we can pull it by the commando as always. Because I think it's one of the few enemies in this game that do not care about following beacons that have been hit by Annihilator. And that's Spider. Okay, but not yet logical unless we find Emerald in here. But that is really good to find. Is that something?
Oh, Junction site. Was Junction another red key?
That is an... is that Emerald? That is Emerald. Hello, Emerald.
Okay.
So that's logical.
Yep.
That actually is a... I feel it's a very common occurrence to find Emerald inside of there. So yeah, that's fully logical.
It's nice to get these checks done first pass, because it's sometimes hard to find an excuse to come back and do them later, so...
Very much so. Can be quite awkward. Spider itself, though I don't think yet unlocks anything. Except that red key in junction site, but I don't think we care that much about the red key. Jeff is routing the same way as TGC right now.
Yeah, I mean, see, this incredibly linear right now.
Would you do hints here? Personally, I don't think I would yet.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You definitely can.
Spider opens up Snake Spider side. We still need power bombs. Was there nothing?
Yeah, we have no power bombs, and we don't have Seekers and Dark Visors, so there is no logical way whatsoever to sank yet.
We're despite having Emerald. Oh well, can I visit?
What was that?
Just
by the way?
TGC didn't collect it, so presumably.
It was nothing. Okay, so what do we do now? Pod W. Definitely. And after that, I can only think of going back to Laos, and maybe Darwin, Doom Entry or Supers could also be there. Both would logically let you get out.
Yeah, Pod W is still a really good check here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's literally on the way to it. Like, if you're going towards Aegon, you're literally passing by. Both runners have already shot the pillar, hiding the portal, so it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's funny pretty logical stuff, I think. Like, it's Spot W, Doom Den 3, and Battleground, asshole. So you check Spot W, there's nothing, you go Doom Den 3.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to find out what's there. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a Super Resort Dark Beam. That's another red key. My.
Boy.
If that's Aegon and the one injection side is also Aegon, that puts worms on the plate.
Dark beam on worms, anybody?
Yep, that is Dark Aegon key.
Oh dear.
And that means the junction side one that was just put in logic but is spoutable could also be worms, and that could be logically telling you, go fight worms now. Which is often bait, but not always. So I'll be interested to see if at least one of them goes for it. Right?
This is such an awful decision here.
I mean, either you commit to worms, either you commit to a possible dead end that would require a reset, or doomed entry. It's one or the other.
So I think you definitely have to make a pivot save here in Mining Plaza. I still think I play Command Center first, and the Morbus will be my last check. Yeah. But you need that pivot save, because if you go into Doomed Entry, you're gonna soft lock there if
100%.
Worms was the answer.
I think Worm is a bit of a 50-50 here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they decide to do.
Seems like the consensus in chat is similar to my thinking as well.
And it might be, you never know, Junction Side might be a Ing Hive key, since we did get a hint that there's at least one Ing Hive key in Dark Aegon. So that would be quite a troll if you go and it's actually not a Dark Aegon key.
Mm-hmm.
TGC is not taking save though.
I disagree with this.
That is dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not considering that, like, a Morbus could be in logic, because, like, if you're not thinking about that junction site key, these are your only two checks, and therefore it's, like, safe to yellow them.
Yeah, correct. Personally, I never assume that is actually the final check, because I've been burned multiple times for being sure that's the final check has to be something, and actually it's not. Oops.
Yep. Oh, Mineshaft. Mineshaft is a thing we can do. No, it's not.
No, it's
we don't
not.
have Dark. I'm just, like, thinking about Dark View. Oh my gosh. Alright, ignore me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what TGC is entering through here. So.
Oh, did TGC not do Vent A before?
Oh, I think yes.
Oh, TGC skipped Vent Area A before. That's surprising to me. That's very surprising to me. Why did we not do it along with Bomb Guardian?
I don't know. Maybe he forgot.
I saw that Sand Canyon was blue on TGC side as he was entering here, so this was actually just a skip. Wow. I didn't even catch that.
I'm really sad we haven't found a burger yet. Like, we could have done like Spider Treasure and St. Cameron here. That would have been so nice. And I don't agree with TGC heading this way.
I mean, to get to... Oh, yeah. It's a slow path. Oh, but we haven't done main reactor, so I guess it gets us this. So lets us make a save at least.
But to be fair, yes, Spider-Ball, you could go back up, but still, I'm not sure why. Does he want to make the save here? Because that's still far away, like if you want to reach the pole.
Yeah, it looks like Jeff, on the other hand, does have this idea of the pivot save here.
Jeff is going to do the pivot right now. Yeah, TGC is not choosing the most efficient way to go save there. I think, personally. So at the same time, it's not going to take... Since you already cleared the puzzle and all that, it's not going to take that long to circle back around to the pole. It's also a less efficient pivot in case there is nothing in the entry.
Alright,
so yeah, Jeff is going for the... I think Jeff is going to for the key and worms if it is a Dark Aegon key. So yeah, difference of play here. We're gonna have worms versus dead end doomed entry. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, neither quite taking the the optimal route the chat has been theorizing, but we'll see. Yeah, I think Jeff, if Jeff just played Command Center, Jeff had an opportunity to take the lead on the identical route. Instead here, kind of needs this to be Dark Beam, otherwise TGC is going to be even more ahead than he was when we were entering Aegon here.
Right, so we're gonna find quickly first, we're gonna find if it is an Aegon key there. And we're gonna find if Doomed Entry has something, or Battleground.
Other annoyance here.
There is Dark Aegon key, okay, so
Does
Worm's
Jeff
fully
even
logical.
have any light ammo?
Oh, that's something up there on Doomed Entry, that's a
That
visor.
looked like Dark Visor, yeah.
I think that's Dark Visor, yeah. So it adds another check on Battleground.
Yeah, what's the ammo situation on Jeff here? Yeah, we have almost no light ammo. This is the annoying thing, is like we have light beam, but without dark beam to farm ammo,
Dark
you
Visor
end up kind of
interesting.
depleting your ammo stores here, and this is actually going to be a kind of crummy worm fight.
Oh yeah, that's gonna
The
be
game
painful for
refuses
Jeff.
to give you ammo.
Yeah, now
probably
it
farm-
doesn't really get you ammo.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow worm fight.
Okay, so nothing on the below Battleground, but we do have access to the ink cache now. It has to be W or Supers though, or TGC is gonna be stuck and it will have to reset. Is that
Is it really a worm?
Is that Supers?
Oh.
It is Supers.
Oh no. Yeah, this is catastrophic for Jeff, because now TGC can just go do a Morbus with the
If he
supers in
wishes.
hand, and probably be done with the fight faster than Jeff will anyways.
Always punished. Worms is literally always punished.
Yeah, as TGC, I think I do worm. We check junction side, we get a worm key. Do you? What do supers do for us? Not much, right? Storage C.
Yeah, just
They get us into they get us wind chamber.
yeah, we
gateway.
still wind chamber. Yeah, wind chamber gateway. Yeah, we have grapple. Wind chamber gateway is fully logical. So I think it's just storage C and wind chamber gateway right now.
Yeah. Gateway,
Storage C I think would be worth. It's nearby.
Yep. Alright, are we gonna get synced worm jam here? Looks like TGC is gonna find this last Amorbus key.
I still definitely understand the Amobis play. Like, you find that spiral ball that puts that keen logic, it just feels like right. But, I don't know, Amobis is always a bait. So I will always leave Amobis as a final location myself.
Yeah.
Exactly because of that.
If we have very few checks in logic, which is the case right now, I'm a little more inclined to do it if I'm in the area. But even so, and as TGC with supers, at least the fight's relatively quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be a faster fight with TGC.
Yeah.
Because he also doesn't have any light beam ammo remaining. So he doesn't have as many missiles as Jeff. But to be fair, Amobis drops a lot of missiles in the fight, so... And yeah, it's got ammo, so TGC is going for worms as well there.
Actually having quite good luck with the land ammo drop there. I'm not used to getting any light ammo when I don't have dark.
Yeah,
ammo.
actually got 35. That's a good
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah, he had 20 from picking up some light ammo in Warrior's Walk, but yeah, to get 15 more is surprising.
The classic, you press start right away when the screen goes white, but actually there's a little delay before the fight actually starts. Classic. Oh, Jeff, I actually found a bit of light ammo in the fight. I didn't even know you could, honestly. All this makes the last phase a bit faster. Okay, worst case scenario is Amobis actually has something. And it actually delays Jeff from getting supers and Dark Visor.
True.
So, let's see. Was it worth for once? Well, yeah, I guess. That is an STK. But kind of leaves a bad taste in the mouth, I think.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a feels bad. Like if Jeff had good equipment to do the fight fast, like that feels kind of fine. But in this scenario, like we definitely could have done this fight faster by putting it off.
Yep, Jeff is probably thinking right now of returning the energy maybe for Mining Plaza. Yeah, I think he's going to return the energy.
It looked like Jeff was trying to leave, and is used to that like dark beaming the crystal strat. Maybe not aware that if you have screw attack, you can use screw attack for that last little bit of height instead of the dark beam.
I think even without screw attack, you can actually still make the jump just barely, but with screw attack definitely is pretty easy. It's just extending a bit. Oh,
so yeah,
got a bit of worms laser, easy.
With kind of the opposite ammo use or like equipment usage I like in this fight. I prefer using supers on the jumping around the edge phase to conserve light ammo, and then light ammo for the center phase because it's more consistent. Yeah. But TGC's kind of been doing the opposite. Now he's run out of light ammo and has to use supers for the last phase here. Why did we grab the energy? It wasn't something in Mining Plaza, right?
Well, he was thinking of something on Mining Plaza. He looked at the check and then decided to go return the energy.
Jeff didn't check it. Ooh, that's awkward. Yeah, in that case, probably are supposed to.
He did
grab the energy, to be sure. Because yeah, I mean, in Jeff's position here, right? We have that's one of like 3 checks that's in logic, and actually, like all of the items we've been collecting do really point to Mining Plaza. So not wrong, I think, to collect the energy here.
Not gonna be.
TGC as well grabbing energy. Are we wrong?
So, oh wait, yeah, he's picking up the energy as well.
Maybe we're wrong about Mining Plaza being dead.
I mean, I really couldn't tell what was in there. It just looked a bit shiny. That's all I can tell. Don't know what it could be, but...
Yeah, we still don't have power bombs. Gotta fight these pirates the old-fashioned way, and yeah, with our light ammo being kind of bad. I still kind of think that I saw Seekers on Crossroads, but I'm not sure. First PP in Mining Plaza would actually be incredible. Coming this way suggests a save warp isn't coming. So maybe this is going to be hints / wind chamber gateway before storage seat. I do, gosh, storage sheet is a little annoying to get back to, especially by the time we've already gone into early Dark Aegon. But it's a bit of a gamble to skip that here as well.
Yeah, I guessing CGC is going for the Windchamber Gateway here. And to be fair, if he pivots, not bad, I think.
That's right, yeah, Jeff did turn around and look first pass.
I don't think he could have confused them for a super that looked shiny. GC does get 2 violet hints on the way as well here, and could even decide to check the hints if he wanted to. It's actually quite reasonable right now with supers.
Yeah, I like grabbing hints here.
Okay, that hint doesn't help. Got a command center. I do think here, with super especially now, you just go and grab the hints. Or check gateway before the other violet hint that's in Path of Eyes. I know Darby. I mean, Darby can actually be quite late. Let's see. Keys to Dark Torvis, or Dark Torvis and Torvis, so they're all in Torvis.
Defiled Shrine is beam related. Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
it was-
good point,
yeah.
bro. That could just be our Dark Beam.
That is actually very possible. Yeah. Dalbeam in Defiled Shrine would be dramatic. So what's in there? That's just a miss expansion. So yeah, Chef losing minutes here.
Oh
again.
my god.
Main PB is in Gateway.
What is this seed? This is very similar to a practice seed I was watching TGC play earlier today.
That is
PBs were here.
actually, yeah, that's actually working very, very well for GTC right now. The routing, it's not working so well for Jeff.
Yeah, so now we get our FTA hint, we get our top of ship check. No, we already did that. We just get our
Yeah.
FTA hint.
Where is TGC going there? I think we should be doing the hints there.
Yeah, this is probably just play for the FTA hint and or the visual check.
Yeah, we can do that. Capture issue on Jeff's side.
It's an awkward place for it because I'm pretty sure Jeff loses visual when it cuts out for us as well.
I believe
Which
so.
might mean we're slowly rolling backwards on this sand, unless he was able to blindly navigate out of it. Ooh, long one, unfortunately. Quad fully dead.
And we get the peak here. It's pretty nasty free on Jeff's side right now. That's an E-tank in FTA. Yeah, okay, let's confirm Jeff is alive, so gonna come back in a moment. Yeah, true. That problem does put power treasure in logic, and we have Spider. But I'd say that's very tempting right now.
Yeah.
Still, though, I kind of disagree with TGC not checking the hands and not checking the Defiled Shrine. I think kind of jumped the gun there.
Yeah, it did feel like a good time to get that stuff done and over with.
It was a very good time for me.
Oh, maybe we wanted this first. Yeah, it's awkward. Like, all these temple ground
Oh,
checks
they're on
are,
the
like,
chamber.
kind of awkward to route in. Hello? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think just out of power bombs here. Bonk. I think Jeff is now going for the Doomed Entry play, so... That's nothing in Dynamo Chamber, so that's not working out. And placed the power bomb a bit too far, so it didn't actually blow the gate, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we have 4 checks if we had the Spider's Treasure, because we get Sand Cannon as well before we even get to Sank.
Okay, so Jeff is now gonna get Dark Visor and Supers.
Incredibly, we're only a suit away from Hive Entrance already being logic.
Honestly, I feel here again, Jeff can still come back definitely here. Like, if DGC goes to Spider Treasure and there's nothing there, it actually turns out Dark Beam is like on Defiled Shrine and Jeff goes there, like, I would definitely switch the lead here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all it takes is a Chicka Key Hunt or something, and that can totally make a seed wide open again.
Yep.
Yeah, TGC looping, doing a full loop here through Temple Grounds, because I imagine at this point this is going to be hints.
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, he's definitely going for the back for the hints now.
I like the Secretless here if you know it. I don't know if TGC knows this one or not.
I don't actually know that one myself, because usually if I want to go in there, I just I go from meeting grounds. There is a way to get up with a screw attack as well. I think you can go like on the Hive. So if he's lower, that's where to go around.
Yeah, a little bit tricky to get across those crumble blocks without boost, but it is possible.
Yeah, I think Spylight is most useful when you have boost. Sword C is obviously still in play.
Yeah,
Jeff
that could be a
might
big out
opt
for
to
Jeff
pitch.
here. We'll see if Jeff opts to turn around. Oh, stupid repo.
Oh yeah, activated the fight.
Just right in front of the item. It gets repoed down in front of the lower item.
Classic. Yeah, there are those flying platforms around. It's pretty easy to like, accidentally bonk one or just like fall off. There's the supers. Jeff is back on the way here. If I'm pretty sure logically that was the very last check he could do.
So yeah, Jeff with the not needing to go as far into Dark Aegon, I wonder if it's going to be a little more incentivized to just turn around here.
Yeah, because he has no point returning for the worms. So yeah, he's turning back. No, he's not turning back actually, he's going forward again. I guess he wants to save warp?
And Quebec doesn't have Dark Beam. You're absolutely right.
Oh, correct, yeah. Turning back, we couldn't do anything. So.
Ugh, this seat sucks. And Jeff, in race time, timely types Baja, please.
Okay, I'd like to see what if it's a Dark Beam in default shrine. And it is not. That is a Light Beam ammo. The Dark Beam is still to be played for here, so personally, I would bet on it's on Spider Treasure. Spot I've seen a Dark Beam many times.
The seed would have been so free if we just had a dang power bomb. Because I would guess at least one of the runners would have done, you know, Sand Canyon, Spider's Treasure.
Not a single burger showing up before main power bomb is something. Now imagine Jeff checks storage C and there's a burger there. that would be dramatic.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah, storage C, Sand Canyon, and the 3 checks in Spider's Treasure are all we have in logic.
Yep. Yeah, Jeff is going for storage C. Yeah, never leave Aegon as kind of been the motto for the tournaments. Everything's always there.
Alright, is Jeff gonna close in on the one of those 5 checks that he can do right now? Given the lack of power bombs, we'll see. I'd imagine actually just a burger in storage C.
Yeah, that is what I mentioned. That is what I mentioned. Like if that happens, I could literally just tip the race all around. Because then the entire detour TGC just did would be basically invalidated. Yeah. And Jeff would be able to immediately. Oh yeah, Jeff, you can't go this way. You have to go around. No Dark Beam. But I would completely like. I think Jeff put in the lead. But we still have to check the STK hints. TGC just skipped getting needing the Seekers. Using a little walk roll there, and now let's see where STKs are. Blog. Okay. Not too bad. We already have spatters. Path of Roots, that is free. So far, so good. I've done it works. So either we do spotted garden, either we know the walk roll. And the transit 1, that is rather free as well. I'm pretty sure both of these runners know how Dano works, at least Jeff does. I have entrance. Kinda nasty, we want the light suit for this. And the temple access is free, I want to say.
Yeah, not too bad.
Finally, storage C. Well, okay. Well, we know exactly what Jeff is about to get. Oh, an STK! Crazy.
Working out well for TGC here. You know, TGC's next checks are gonna be Sand Canyon anyway, so it's like it's not that painful of a trip to just get storage C done with then.
I think here, as long as you know the half down works walk roll.
When did
I think we are just
question mark?
Ship.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
No, he saved
by ship. Okay, yeah.
He passed by the ship and saved. So I think here, as long as we know the half down works walk roll, we just need probably Dark Beam and. Do we need anything more actually? Oh, Light Suit.
Yeah, we probably want Light Suit. So TGC and I went over that wall crawl. It was a bit shaky, and I don't know if he's practiced it since. So I'm not sure if he'll choose to commit to it in a race.
we don't have it, then we will need boost, and so we can kill this Spotted Guardian. And I don't know if he can skip the Cobalt Gate. If he can't, he will also need the Cobalts.
Yeah. It might come to the point where if it's boost plus Cobalt for go mode, TG says screw it, we'll go for it, even though he's not. Like, I don't think he'll be happy to go for it, but I think he might if he's desperate enough. Nice synced elevators here.
Yeah, no, Seekers are not required at all there. We don't need Seekers. Completely skipped. Grab, we don't need it. We have spiders, so we can go back to. We can go to. It's just you had to be able to do block without grab, which is not that bad, especially if you have a good amount of. If you don't have a good amount of E, it can be kind of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
I think logically required, we can skip it. And yeah, boost and Cobalt is down to can you do Hive that it works or more crawl or not. So Jeff is now making the play, so he's actually gonna be checking the hints before whichever gateway, so not gonna find the problems quite yet.
Yeah, I do like this though. I think this is better.
Yeah,
than having
I
to
think it
keep all
would have
the
done
way
the
around.
same.
This should make up a little bit of time for Jeff.
What did you tease? Heading to spot a treasure, and we see Sand Canyon on the way. And yeah, I feel rather confident that Dark Beam is gonna be one of those like 4 checks.
Yeah, there's very little we can do without Dark Beam at this point.
Not Sand
I
Canyon.
mean, I guess if like Seeker's boost are exactly 2 of these items, then I guess we get into a little bit of
Yep.
Corvus routing, but
It's kind of unlikely, but possible. Still, I feel we're gonna find Dark Beam into Spider Treasure at this point.
not getting storage C here, I think, is a mistake.
Oh yeah, ignore Storage C. Well, we know it's an STK, so yeah, grab it now, I would say.
Maybe he wants to wait until we can route in sand processing, is the only thing I can think of, or maybe just forgetting. But like this is like the advantage of getting your hints early, is that you know you need to do storage C, which is a check you'd otherwise probably skip here for now. I mean, I guess maybe this is just a commitment that... No, actually, no, I can see the logic in this. Because you think probably Dark Beam is here, and if your plan isn't to play Sank after Dark Beam,
Yeah, you're gonna.
then you get the
come back
Dark Beam
out.
first, and then you
And you
not
can do
isolate
you can do
storage
some
B and stuff.
yeah, Storage B.
Yeah. Okay. No, never
Itash
mind.
1 as well if you go back to Doom's Entry. Okay, so I didn't see HCOM, but TGC was not interested, so. Is it gonna be Hazing Cliff as it like almost always is?
It is a popular spot. Do we have light ammo still? Seeda's definitely stressing our light beam. Oh, we have.
Oh, we have
We
plenty.
ship save. Yeah, so we have a ton.
Yep. So yeah, it's gonna be Hazing Cliff again. It's always Hazing Cliff. Hazing Cliff is always the answer. Generally one of the most loaded check in this game. That's crap. Ooh, Lagoon.
Oh
That's
my
Darbeam
god.
Lagoon. That's gonna be Darbeam Lagoon. That's kind of funny.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad because we have spiders, so. But at the same time, I don't think many would actually bother and check Lagoon, like right after the hints. If Jeff does it, then it's a big brain move, because it's very much probably Dark Beam in Lagoon right now. Yeah, if Jeff decided on a whim, just go to Lagoon. I mean, there's a save station there, so it's not too crazy. You could deck to save warp after. It would be a big brain move, but at the same time, I don't really see a reason why he would want to do that now. What I was saying with that Dark Beam, you can't really do that. It's Dark Beam duels to really go anywhere. Yeah, both Light and Dark World. And if you try to go Mini Gyro, I mean, it's possible, but you will have to do some out of bounds, and it can be kind of tricky, especially as there's a good chance you fall. And the Mini Gyro room has a very, very deep in the box. You don't really want to do this. So I think here you just go back, like TG is doing.
You're just gonna grab the storage C key now.
Yeah, and then you have the save station nearby, so you can just save warp and go to Lagoon.
A light suit in Lagoon would be so bad. And even that, like...
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
could be. Like, it could be there, and then like fitting pit dark beam anyone.
Yeah. That's where that visual check in FTA becomes huge, because otherwise you'd have to guess. Am I supposed to go
that's...
FTA or feeding pit, which are about as far away from each other as you
I
can
hate
get.
this. Light suit on Lagoon would be so so nasty.
Yes, TGC peaked FTA.
Yeah, it was just an E, if I remember right.
Yep. Jeff will potentially have an option too after grabbing the main power bombs that are coming up before too
He
long
could
on Jeff's
decide
side.
to check there, yeah.
Yeah, Jeff walking out of here. So definitely gonna be grabbing those PBs momentarily.
Yep. But I think it's more likely you get the PBs, you just think of what the PBs get you instead of going to Lagoon.
Boost would be pretty stupid too, because then that probably just means like Seekers are in sand processing.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. I really hate those suggestions.
It's
Please
probably
stop.
just Dark Beam, but there is some dumb stuff this game could do instead if it wants to drag out us having Dark Beam.
You see getting a little bonk on the ceiling there. That room actually has a pretty janky ceiling. And if you actually scroll like a bit too high, you can just hit invisible ceilings and bonk. Very annoying.
Dark Beam on ATS. Yeah, we need boost and Seekers. Otherwise, that is possible.
Yeah, we need a way. If we have a way into Taurus, then yes.
Well, we get there through Sank Entrance. But we need
you could
boost,
Oh no, you're correct. Without Dark Beam, you cannot go down Taurus. So yeah, no, you would have to go B from the front. Correct.
Alright, Screw Deck finally cooperating with TGC. These ceilings are a menace in bioenergy.
They sure are. And yeah, Jeff has no plan on going to Lagoon. And I can't blame him. There really is like not a single reason why you would think to go there right now.
Wait. No, we're turning around. Okay.
No, he's sitting back. I'm exact. He's just got power bombs. Your mind is on. What does the power bomb get me? I go there. Like you wouldn't think like Lagoon, which is completely out of logic right now. And you can't even really follow it up into anything other than. Oh, I think Jeff wants to check well, not dead, but just can't get the thing, so that's that on it.
He does.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't know, but but it's probably headed there now, just like TGC. Who has just saved warp now, so, and I'm expecting we'll see him go to Lagoon now. So we have some fun things we can find there. The most basic option is we found Dark Beam. But yeah, we could find Light Suit, we could find a boost. All these options are valid.
Yeah, I don't think it can be Seekers or Cobalt. Those
No,
aren't
it's
two things
Seekers
that immediately
wouldn't
press.
unlock any check directly, I think, so that wouldn't work out. I don't think Seeker's a possible option, and Cobalt either. Jeff routing for the so it doesn't go for the FTA peak, just goes for Dynamo here. I think it makes sense. We just wanna focus on the power bombs. So we grab that and then we just hit the Spirit Charger.
Oh my god. Please. Oh, I'm so happy. There's a commented race time that times very well with the collection of this item and suggests that it is not, in fact, Dark Beam.
Let's see what we have in Lagoon. And Lagoon has... drumroll... Boost! Oh no! Oh,
Is going
no.
on, says TGC. What
Oh
indeed?
boy. That's Seekers on sound processing.
So
Actually,
if that's Seekers,
Sank
you need to
entrance.
go get it now. And you
Sank
probably
entrance
should
is in
save
play.
work for it.
Sank entrance. I believe Sank entrance is full
Yeah,
eligible.
but if that's Seekers, you want it before you play Sank entrance. You can just go into Sank. So maybe I'm wrong about... Well, broad,
Yeah,
that
just
is
saying, like,
based on
it's a
my
technically it's a
visual
50-50.
check, which I don't put a ton of faith into. So it might not be Seekers there.
Oh, mine not, but for me it's 50-50 right now. Actually, Vanilla Seekers are also a possibility, so it's actually 3 checks, I think. It could be Hall of Not Dead, it could be on Send Processing, it could be on Sank Entrance.
Vanilla Seekers. Dark Beam Airy. Oh. Yeah, TGC playing Sank entrance here.
I think
I'm wrong about Seekers because this you need the Seekers.
What if it's Light Suit?
It's definitely expansion. Okay.
Because again, fitting bit is logical. If we get Light Suit. Where is that logical play taking us?
We don't have much Sank with boost because
On the Sank entrance.
Yeah, we need Seekers to progress into Sank from the front, and we need Dark Beam to progress in from the side.
So yeah, no, that did not actually unlock. Just Sank entrance.
Yep, 3 checks. Yeah, my mental list matches with what Drake just posted.
Yeah, it's basically the 3 checks I mentioned myself direct, so I do think that's correct. It's one of those 3. Either Vanilla Seekers on Hall of Not Dead, either something on Second Trance or on Send Processing. It has to be either Dark Beam or Seekers. Or Light Suit. Jeff is Inspired Treasure himself. Is gonna find his Gravity boost, and I guess we'll see him head to Laguna as well. The terrible thing is, if it is actually progression on Sand Processing, then that's where knowing the trick to get Sand Processing that boost would have been of a huge help.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, cannot resist doing it every time. Yeah, Jeff is also having interesting reaction in the room, going, I'm glad it isn't just me. I think both of them are on a nice trip right now. So TGC did the fight, is reloading the room now, because that's also a room you need to reload to actually be able to do the puzzle.
Yeah, just saying, I swear to God, when the grab boost turns up.
Yep. We're having a little fun here.
So is Jeff here? I would have taken the Hive entrance save warp. I think that's faster than going back to bioenergy. For TGC, it made sense because we wanted to collect storage C.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see in a moment if it is Sink Entrance.
Yeah, for how relatively free the SDKs are, it's impressive how terrible
It's
this
not.
is.
It's a Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom and Sink Entrance.
Oh my gosh. The hunt continues. All of Honor dead. Sand processing for TGC left.
JeffGainsNGames is not picking up the Sonic Boom. Catchman disapproves.
So Jeff has the opportunity here to try. Like Jeff has been contemplating trying this BSJ for a couple times. I wonder if Jeff goes for it here again. No.
How dare TGC not pick up the Sonic Boom? This is a terrible mistake. This is a way for Jeff to get some time back if he doesn't go for Sink Entrance. They'll have to go pick up that boost in Lagoon, however. So yeah, I think that JeffGainsNGames here has a good opportunity to check for Vanilla Seekers as he passes by on the way to Egon.
Yep, looks like it.
Yeah, that's really the way to route this, honestly. Like, now go towards Egon, do all of an Undead, and if it's nothing, then we know Sand Processing has something.
God, if it is Vanilla Seekers, we just have to go back to Sang.
I mean, either that, either go to Taurus. That's the choice. Okay, you could either go further and Sank. Either you could actually enter Taurus from Egon, and you have access to quite a few things because you have supers. Plus Emerald would get us a few hints. Logically only 2, but 2 is nice. Yep. And the runners are doing a little handshake here.
Yeah.
As they pass in opposite directions.
Yeah, Seekers are truly the meme option here.
When we're done with this logical chain, we'll have every item in the game at this rate.
Dark Beam Go mode? Eyes emoji?
That would be the most interesting scenario we could have here. Right, let's get our answer. Hall of Not Dead. Is that gonna be Vanilla Seekers? The answer is no. That is the Summoner expansion.
And
so it's Sun Processing. That is Sun Processing.
Yeah, unfortunate. So yeah, neither runner knowing that BSJ. I know TGC generally doesn't care much for the multi BSJ strats. And looks like Jeff knows it, but
I don't think he wanted to. Probably not super confident over it. Didn't want to waste time. Or he felt he was already like behind.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think Sun Processing actually a decent place to find progression. And if it's Light Suit, Fitting Pin is right there. If it is Seekers, you can immediately go towards Taurus. So I think it's actually a pretty decent option. The progression is there.
Seekers are so bad here because yeah, they open a bunch of Torvus and a bunch of Sank. But neither is great when you don't have Dark Beam.
Yeah, I think personally, just because I mean it's nearby and we could get at least 2 hints, I would personally do Taurus.
Yep, I think I agree.
Like, there's always progression in Underground Tunnel, right?
Jeff taking a save orb here.
Like, how much, if we get Seekers, how much do we get in Taurus? We get Underground Tunnel, we get Taurus Grove, we get Meditation Vista, we get Great Bridge, Abandoned Walkside, Path of Roots, Full Chamber, Forgotten Bridge, and we could do a bit of Dark Taurus as well, like Putrid Alcove, Cache A, Cache B, Venomous. There's a lot of stuff you could do in Taurus.
A lot in Taurus. But a lot in Sank too, because yeah, we can climb ATS, so we have access to everything up in Upper Sank.
Yeah,
really pretty much all of Sank is available except Spider Guardian.
Yeah, I think I was just prioritize Taurus because nearby, and also we have Emerald and we don't have Cobalt. If we had Cobalt, I'd say could consider actually go to Sank instead. Which SDKs are Darwin locked?
I think we could probably live without it for everything. We would just need to wall crawl or statue skip into Lower Torvus.
I've done a works. Yeah, you would have to wall crawl that one too, wouldn't you? Because it's Dark Beam doors if you come from the pole down there.
Ooh, yeah,
you would have to come. Yeah, you would have to come from Quad, Oh, well, just walk roll. Well, either you know the secret world in like the nasty secret world in ATS. I don't believe any mentee knows that. Either I think you go in, like you kill quad, you do reverse gate skip all the way to Hive Gyro, and like you open the echo gate from behind, and then like you do Hive Gyro walk roll. Or you just do Spiral Gun normally as a skip in the global gates.
I think that's impossible. I don't think Dark Beam can ever be there. Unless you have
can it not,
reverse
actually?
quad squip and logic.
I mean, what stops us from going there actually? It's just light beam doors from Wood Station.
To Hive Gyro, there's Dark Beam doors if you go from the front, and there's the Hive Temple key gate if you're going backwards.
I heard main gyro.
Ah, yeah. Main gyro is perfectly logic, just not Hive Gyro.
Yeah, Hive Gyro I do not believe is logical, because you can't do reverse gate skip, you'd have to come from the Dark Beam doors, so yeah.
Oh my god,
That's Seekers. That is Seekers. The chain goes on. To Taurus we go.
What the heck? Alright, Taurus 6 TGC. I agree with you, Storm, I think, but we're right here. It's without Dark Beam, it's so much slower to get to
there,
Taurus
but it's a 50-50. Do you go to Taurus? Do you go to Sank?
Taurus.
I think TGC, yeah, good
A
Taurus.
true disciple,
I think you're the place, Taurus.
Alright.
Yeah, literally, we're gonna imagine that we go to Taurus and we found the light suit. And then it's Fitting Pit has Fitting Pit, and then Fitting Pit has Cobalt Translator, and finally you find your Dark Beam in Secmap Station. That would be like glorious.
This is why I love this randomizer. Just every once in a while, it hooks up something truly special. Yeah, it's like as powerful as some of the items like Dark Beam are. It is shocking how much of the game you can complete without like missing exactly one item.
Yeah, GGC definitely headed towards Taurus now. What about Dark Beam on Path of Roots? I've seen it there multiple times.
Dark Beam, Torvus Energy Controller. Yep, sure could be.
No, that... Oh yeah, oh no, yes! Yes! That would be amazing! It is logical. Remember, you can return the energy in the Sank and actually use the warp.
Oh no, get your 4 out of 5 emotes in chat.
Actually, yes, you're correct. Path of
Oh god,
Roots
there's not even a good place
business.
to farm here.
Yeah, it couldn't be on Path of Roots, but yeah, that would be amazing. That would be another amazing option. Honestly, I support it. Dark Beam on Taurus Energy Control sounds hilarious.
Yeah, Jeff, also with the same first thought as TGC after the boost ball.
Is TGC skipping the save here? I would say, because the entering Taurus temple from below when the fight is not done is notably crashy.
Honestly, I would just I would do the single room out of bounds, do the fight.
Yeah, that's usually what I do myself.
Yeah, if you
we'll
plan to do the fight, you don't really ever crash. It's mostly
Yeah.
dangerous when you try to head to a different room than Torvus Temple.
I should just cross below. Usually, if I can, I just I do just. But I don't think it's fine to do it because he's getting missiles for a secret door out there, so I don't think he's doing the out of bounds.
Hmm.
But it would be very nice here because it would actually let you check Taurus Energy Controller and have an extra hint.
Yep, and it'll
Even
let
if
you
it's
walk
not-
into lower Torvus as well.
As well, yeah. Which you could chain to going to Sank in a nicer way than having to go back to a Sank entrance. So it would be actually, it really would be the peak play right now to go out of bounds for the fight.
Hey, all right, good clutch.
Oh, nice recovery there.
All right, well we see no.
So, do we always have progression on underground tunnel?
No crash.
Red key. Dark Tops. Okay. Oh no, what is Chica? That's something. You don't need Dark Beam to get a Chica.
Oh, yeah, I guess any red key we see that's not an Aegon is going to be a Chica key at this point. Oh,
There is a major upgrade on Taurus Energy Controller.
No way.
Oh no. Oh no.
No way.
No. Oh no.
Alright, you
no.
gotta do the wall crawl here.
Yeah, 100% you wall crawl this right now. Because if that is Dark Beam, then no way.
And like, you know, at CGC, we'll take any of the other majors. You know, if you're not comfortable with
Cobalt
Spider
should take
Skip,
it as well, yeah.
Cobalt's good. Light Suit's kind of required as well.
And the only combo we don't know about, I think, is Dark Burst. Like, we know Sunburst is on 2 Mars, we have seen Sonic Boom, but we do not know about Dark Burst. So that is also a major that very rarely the game ever hints. The combos are on supers, but it is technically possible. Yeah. We need a wall crawl here. But honestly, if it is Dark Beam on Taurus Energy Controller, I think this will take title one of the best seeds of this tournament.
Emperor refuses to believe the Dark Beam in Torvus Energy Controller.
Even though it is completely logical. So we get an SDK here. Yeah, JeffGainsNGames is not a wall crawling. We're not thinking of it or not. Yeah, Chica did. Okay. So there goes the hopes for Chica. Well, I haven't been paying attention too much to what Jeff is doing. I didn't see if Jeff went for Sank entrance. Did Jeff go for Sank entrance? I think he did, right? Yeah, so yeah, they routed the same way as the JeffGainsNGames then. So no advantage getting here. Yeah, so wow. Catchyman is gonna be mad. Neither picked up Sonic Boom. Unacceptable. There's our validation item. Jeff is showing us his enjoyment of this seed so far.
Yeah, I just realized we don't need Dark Beam for Lower Torvus if you have the light portals.
Yep, that is correct.
This could be Dark Beam could be locking itself this seed. Well, no, Hive Dynamorph needs it, right?
Logically, I don't think so actually. There's no Dark Beam door to go to spot a Guardian.
Well, isn't there Dark Beam doors on both sides of his activation trigger?
Oh, you're correct. You are very correct.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
There isn't. No,
no, but I don't think that slope jumps in logic. Because you can climb the elevator and activate him and then go all the way around Sank. But I don't think that's in logic.
I
have to check that. Is climbing Hive Dynamo where
I think only on one end of it, not from the elevator. So yeah, I think you could go up the elevator, actually the thing, and go back around.
Oh, I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I think it is a blue door to the to like Central Transport East. Yes, Jeff had a Torvus now. JeffGainsNGames, yeah. Not walking for Torvus Energy Controller, just going to Dark Torvus. Honestly, I want to see Jeff doing this. Like, if Jeff does it and it actually turns out like it's Darby or even just Cobalt on Torvus Energy Controller, that's a big advantage. So I am... Nah, Jeff is also preparing to get Seekers, I think. Also not planning to the wall crawl. That's a bit unfortunate. Might still decide to do the wall crawl when he gets the hint, though.
Yeah, if we just start the fight with the pirates, we have supers, we have Emerald, we can just go up to...
You can still like just walk into the Taurus Temple, multiple tunnel, and go from there.
So that's a big opportunity for Jeff here, actually. And somehow, like, This race is closer than I kind of thought it was. I really thought GGC was building a
it
huge
really
lead,
is.
but it's
They've been running the same way basically since Morbus, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, will Jeff turn around? So Jeff not immediately doing this wall crawl. That's not a crash, is it? Please tell me it's not a crash. I think that's just a capture card.
No, it's not. It's just more capture card stuff. Yeah, a little back screen like that. It's just capture card. Alright, so yeah. Right now, Jeff has a huge opportunity if, upon reading that hint, he decides to wall crawl to towards energy controller. I'm sure he knows it.
Yeah, like I don't mind going to Medvista and back because we got to turn around here anyways with that turn.
Yeah, I agree. Like, get Grove, get Medvista, but wall crawl after this. Like, this is the play. Or maybe they don't realize that it actually could possibly Dark Beam. And so they're like, whatever, it's probably Cobalt Translator, I don't need it. Could be what they're thinking. Because the logic of coming from the warp is definitely not the first one that usually comes to mind.
Dark Beam not in Torvis. Oh baby. Well, unless
unless
not in
it's Torvis
Torvis
control,
by going to Torvis directly. It can be in Torvis if we have killed Quad.
I want Darwin to be there, and I want to see Jeff doing the warp. So he's having a lot of trouble of capture card right now. Like, he's gotten a whole bunch of freezes in a row.
All right. I really want TGC to take a save and go for this wall crawl here. Oh boy, we're in the map check territory.
Yeah, I need to know too. I want, like, it is a rather easy wall crawl. Both of them can definitely do it. Definitely within their knowledge base and skill ability. I'm just very curious if neither of them just goes for it. GC is doing a little map review, thinking about what he can get. The Seekers does open a curse lake, I guess. We had a hint for it. I think it was a beam.
Come on, Jeff. Ah.
No, it was missile related, so it's dead.
Neither runner committing to this.
Yeah. I'm really surprised that neither of them are going for it.
Yeah, TGC maybe not putting together that Sank via Sank entrances in logic now.
Yep.
Because yeah, he's spending a lot of time checking.
Yeah, like, generally this could be a moment for that the rest can be played right now. How they decide to play this.
Ah, we're leaving. No, get the major.
TGC is leaving. Jeff is our last hope here.
Ah, yeah, that wall crawl is so important here. Because it lets us finish our Torvis route. We get the rest of the SCKs in lower Torvis. We get our remaining Emerald hints.
We get a Major, we get a
Major.
Emerald, and we can go lower Torvis, and we can route to Sang from there directly.
Yeah.
Like, it plays perfectly.
No, we're going to play Sank from the front, it looks like. So this is what is logically expected of us, but, I mean...
Not the fast.
If the logical expectation truly is to ride the Sank energy to skip Dark Beam and Torvis, we are fighting a completely dead quad. We already know both checks are dead. That's a huge time commitment. I mean, we get the Sunburst, I guess, but that's a pretty paltry reward for a pretty long time investment.
If at least we had Grappled Guardian having an SDK, but that's not the case, so I know. Also forgot light suit.
Yeah, we do still want the light suit.
So it could be
and
like
we want the light suit before entering Sank too. Like, you know, we don't want to have to route Torvis or Sank into Torvis into Sank again. But it's quite plausible at this point. I mean, like, yeah, if it's not Dark Burst or if it's not Dark Beam, it's one of the two mages we need to finish Sank.
Yeah.
In Torvis Energy Controller. So we're never gonna get that. Yeah, God, we really needed to do that wall crawl.
I don't think either are going for it.
Yeah, maybe just like not considering that like it's not a soft lock because we have Emerald and can reload the room and stuff with supers.
Yeah, maybe lack of knowledge about it. Maybe just thinking that cannot be dog beam, so kind of whatever for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Or maybe something to ask them at the end. Why not? Anyway, GGC is now in sync.
Is Rector Core less logical check? No. With PBs and Echo and Screw, we can climb into upper sync, and we have almost all of it in logic.
Yeah, we have almost all the sync here. Like the only dogwing doors, we can just bypass them, essentially. We just don't have access to Spotted Gun.
Can't do Spider Guardian, can't do sync map. I have Jammers bad, yeah.
That's Miss Expansion up there. Is that Cobalt? Sensation? No, it's just Miss Expansion. And yeah, what we can do here is use the Echo puzzle to actually go Dark World and climb to ATS, and then return to Light World from Judgment Drop. Yep, that's what TGC is gonna do. So the dreams of Dogbeam on ATS are very much real, as it was suggested earlier.
We're kind of running out of checks. Well, no, I say that. We like all of lower Torvis is in logic too. Via quad.
Yep.
Which would just truly be special.
It would be. Like logically, Dogbeam could be almost anywhere. So another play you can actually make here. No, actually no. You shouldn't. You can't do Cash Big Chasm here because the only way to return to a Light World and not be stuck would be to go through the dungeon, which goes Dark Beam.
I swear to God, if Light Suit's in like Storage B or something stupid like that, it's like literally the last place you want to go after.
Did you see got the bonk at the top of
pain.
5 Transport West?
So there is the option to Cash B Chasm here as well. It is kind of strictly worse than just doing the Torvis Trooper fight, but I like it better than playing Sank.
The problem is that you can't go back to the Light World. Like the only one you could use is the one in the Temple Access, and we can't go anywhere from there. Okay, missile here.
Oh right, no Dark Beam means. Yeah.
Can't get to
we have to
dungeon.
wall crawl to the
Crypt
dungeon.
is closed.
Yeah.
And you also is closed from underneath. That's Cobalt. That is Cobalt Translator in ATS.
Okay, that's a nice find. So we can at least get Hive down and Works out of the way, which is nice. So we don't need to come back.
That is
up
good to
the
find
Sank.
that we can get hints
And
with
we get
this.
it. Yep.
Also, it is a logical requirement for finishing the seed. I mean, Cache 4 is not accessible without Dogbeam right now. But in Cache 4, like suit. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, if you find Dogbeam. Jeff actually didn't save Warp. He's back in the Light Torvus. Is he gonna walk roll? Volt. Is that Dogbeam on Volt? Is that Dogbeam on Volt? I think I saw something that very much looks like Dogbeam.
Okay, so Light Suit and Torvus Energy Controller.
Yeah, I think here it still would be a win to do the
So
wall
yeah,
roll,
that's,
pick
if
up Light
this is
Suit
Dark
there.
Beam,
And,
that's just go mode.
yeah, it is. It is Dogbeam. Dogbeam's on Volt.
Alright, TGC enters Go mode 143.
And Jeff is wall crawling. Let's go.
Jeff is wall crawling, so that'll get the Light Suit before Sank. So when Jeff gets to Sank, Jeff will be Go mode.
Yeah, he will just have to keep the logic in mind to not stray too far and find that Dogbeam.
Yeah. So yeah, it hinges on the hints and how much lower Torvis Jeff opts to do, but like
Low
this
dog
makes
beam.
this could make this race very close.
Just is scanning it for posterity. But I am glad to see Jeff go for it. Okay, so TGC is literally missing Light Suit as the very last item in the game, but it is a requirement. But he knows about the major. Like, TGC, honestly, I think has this in the pocket at this point. He knows the major Grail Torus Energy Controller, so he knows where Light Suit is. So for TGC, the seed is basically over. Like, this is no mode. He has all the cards.
So we kind of want that light suit. I guess we can get Spider Guardian done with while we're up here. But then, yeah, maybe I just save warp, go get our light suit.
Doesn't look like TGC is going for that major right now, though. He's not heading to Torvis. Maybe he wants to get the. Well, if he intends on doing Spider Guardian normally, he needs to go there to activate the layer, first of all. So this might be what he's going for.
I think Spider Guardian first, and then Torvis, and then Hive Entrance is probably best here.
Oh.
We're just gonna do
Jeff,
last. That's fine too, I think.
Just a bit too far from the door. You have to be a bit closer to the door, I think, to seeing warp here.
There we go. There. Nice.
And let's get our confirmation that it is Light Suit, man.
Yeah, imagine a freaking meme combo here. Come on, Dark Burst, the true misery.
Nope, it's Light Suit. So yeah, Jeff is actually go mode without Dark Beam right now. If he knows Hive, I don't know, works. Oh, he got the hint about Cobalt. It's also being in Hive. That's really good. Like, if he decides to chase that, he will probably bump into Dark Beam.
Honestly, if Jeff just rushes the lower Torvis keys and commits to Hive Dynamo Wall Crawl, I think Jeff's route is way faster.
Yeah, you can
even without Dark Beam.
This is very much execution right now.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, we don't need to know Hive Dynamo, but if you have to go all the way up into Cat East and then all the way backwards looping through Sank to fight Spider Guardian, that's pretty dang slow. And like TGC's in go mode. Like there's a pretty strict timer on this seed for Jeff here.
Yeah.
But if you can just go do your lower Torvis keys, go Dark World Sank, get Hive Entrance, get Hive Dynamo Works, and you're done.
Oh yeah, TGC had to save up and go all the way around because he never did the fight. So he'd be unable to come back up even if he decided to skip. But yeah, TGC is rushing right now to the Light Suit. So this is a battle of execution and some trick usage, especially Hive Dynamo Works. Wall Crawl here is important because Spider Gun costs a lot of time.
I'm very interested in how this plays out.
Yeah, I'm curious as well.
Hey Bash, you missed the Dark Demon Vault.
Well, at least the positive aspect with very long logical chains like this is by the time you're done with it, you have everything.
Do what, Wall Crawl? Hive Dynamo Works saves so much time? No, so as Jeff, you do lower Torvis, you go straight across the bottom of Sank, you take the portal, you do Hive Entrance, you do Hive Dynamo Works. Oh, we can't go up.
No Dark Beam. No Dark Beam. Yeah, you would have to come from quad.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. That's awkward. Put my dollar in the swear jar there, sorry.
Yep. On the swear jar.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
And I doubt they can do the secret world in ATS. It's barbaric, so they would have to fight quad. No, just don't do that.
So we need that sonic boom. At that point, maybe it is just better to activate
I think
the layer.
yeah, in either situation, it's pretty terrible not to get Dark Beam. And TGC is fully go mode now. He has every single item. So now all he has to do is race for the STKs. He just needs 5 still, which are Blog, Under Transit 1, Under Temple Access, I don't know works, have entrance. So I think here TGC just goes under Torvus.
And with
grabs
Jeff
the
only
STKs,
being
like,
in his first room of lower Torvus at this point, I think TGC is pretty much just strictly ahead here.
yeah, I think it's gonna be
TGC 's
half a Jeff to.
Yeah, like a couple
here.
rooms behind, but Dark Beam is so impactful here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff did at least get the hint that Cobalt is in Hive, and we know it's not in Spider's Treasure, and we know it's not on Quad, and we know it's not on Hive Entrance. So actually, Jeff should know exactly where Cobalt is.
Yeah, it's true actually. Like, I should really point him to ATS. But since TGC already has Dark Beam, he can zoom faster through under Torvus. Why does Jeff want to go there?
We're taking.
There's nothing you can do there.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's
to
going
access Under Transit 1 via Gathering Hall.
Yeah, the problem is the Dark Beam door in the way. You'd have to enter from the crypt. So this is a mistake.
Yeah.
Or just walk the hints.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't know what Dark Beam is, so it's logical to want to hear the hint.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fortunately, it's just more time lost in TGC here.
Yeah, I don't mind chasing these quick Emerald hints for a Dark Beam intel. I think trying to skip Dark Beam here is quite slow. So
Yeah.
if you can get a
I get
path
that.
or a hint and it's on path, then
But I think Jeff is making a mistake here. He should be going to the Dark Vault here for 121. He could even use that to just go straight to Under Temple Access as well.
meanwhile, nice blog escape on TGC side. Gonna grab the Under Temple Access key here as well, up to Under Transit 1. And then we just have the 2 stack keys left for us. Hive Entrance, Hive Dynamo Works.
I feel this. I think at this point there's no way Jeff can take this.
Yeah.
Everything is just moving through the keys. I don't think that's recoverable. Gets the block key here. And has to escape. Actually, it makes sense. Yeah, now he escapes block. Takes a pole, gets under transit, under temple access, then under transit 1. I still think he should have. Did he actually open the pole in Gathering Hall?
Ooh, I hope so. Because yeah, otherwise this.
Yeah, if he hasn't, that'll be quite awkward to leave and time wasting. Oh, he's doing a little 360 there.
Why are we
Jeff
fighting
showing
Jeff
us the
already?
swag. Why is JeffGainsNGames fighting the Grubble Guardian? You don't need to do that at all.
Yep. Oh, did you see it coming here? Oh no. This is the world's slowest PB farm.
Oh, no PBs? That's a mistake. You definitely want to come into there with PBs.
Oh, we have PBs. No, I don't understand.
So yeah, I have no idea why you think. Maybe he wants to take the item. He feels there's not enough commandos in upper tops.
Maybe he thinks the door's locked or it crashes or something. That's like the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, if you don't know, you can literally palm those thing on the side, fall down, and go through the door, and nothing happens. Like the fight doesn't even despawn. You can reactivate the fight there. So literally, you just ignore the grapple guardian. No downside to that.
I was gonna laugh if that was Dark Burst. We actually stumble on our last major. Major in quotation marks.
Yeah. Major, minor, major, I guess. Here's under transit 1. Sheesh, I wonder what's hiding behind that pipe. And there you go. So for TGC, this is just high down works and high of entrance left. Though both of those checks are kind of lengthy. Jeff having a long freeze there, unfortunately. That's gotta add up to minutes, minutes lost, all these freezes, unfortunately. And Jeff is back. I mean, Jeff has been having issues with his capture card setup. Like, I don't know if it's capture card or the computer having issues or whatever, but since the start of the tournament, he's been having like those freezes. But like, it's not just his feed, like literally on his screen it's also frozen for a while, so... Unfortunately, it's been happening all tournament long. Oh, Jeff actually coming from this side to not even have to deal with Grapple Guardian. Smart.
Mm-hmm.
So sure as you end up directly on the side where the key is.
Yeah, we'll temporarily tie up the key count here with TGC, but TGC does have a much cleaner route to getting these last two out of sync.
Yeah. I think the only way Jeff still has a chance right now is he goes to sync, he immediately checks ATS and Volt, and then does high dano works, Walker, and like the JeffGainsNGames doesn't. That could bring him back in the game. And I think it's not too unlikely. It all depends on what Jeff decides to do. But since he had that hint about a translator in Hive, I think it's actually quite likely he targets ATS and thus decides to immediately go to ATS from main research.
Yep.
It's gonna end Torvus into main research. Thanks from Torvus, so yeah. And what he has to do is check Volt.
Yeah, and you'll be right there when you take the portal after ATS. That's not a bad thought.
I think he actually had a match where he was burned by not checking Volts. That actually ended up having Spider, I think. So
something we gotta watch on TGC
my memories are correct, he might just decide this time, yeah, let's check Volt.
Yeah, TGC has not activated the Spider Guardian trigger. Probably should have done that before save warping out of sync the last time.
Yep, correct. Could be well, we have to see what he goes for.
Yeah, I think you're right though. If we go immediately, if we beeline our Cobalt and Dark Beam, which seems very likely.
Yeah, and how that works.
I don't know where Volcron might save enough time.
Very much like if TGC doesn't do it, then yes. So Jeff is not done for there yet. He's not being helped by those capture card issues though. And the trigger is activating like the quads in Dano works, like the other side. If you don't activate that, then the layer with Spark Guardian is not loaded and you can't actually do the fight.
It's not quite the same trigger that activates the quads. You do have to go a little deeper into the room.
Like I know you don't actually have to. Normally you walk into it when you leave the portal and go straight on.
Yep. Yeah, there's like a plane cutting through that room, like in line with the little cutout hole for the portal, but it also extends through the main section of the room. So as long as you walk, like, if you're doing the room forwards, as long as you walk at least as far as like where the portal will be on your right, then you're set.
Yeah, because I know like when you actually leave the portal and go straight forward, you don't actually activate the quad, but you do activate the layer.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we're heading straight to Spider Guardian.
Oh yeah, so TGC is going for Spider Gun here.
We are
So it is an opportunity for Jeff. If Jeff gets Dark Beam right away, it is an opportunity, and does the wall crawl, he can catch up.
Right. Well, and we're going to lose a bit more time is what I'm meaning, because we're going to find the closed off tunnel in front of us.
Yep. No, that's true. TGC, since he didn't activate the layer, gonna have to go around.
Oop, members.
Oh yeah, he just ran.
Alright, so we lose a little bit of time going this way rather than the other way, but better than face checking the portal.
Alright. So Jeff might still choose to check on main reactor and train the station here, which would be sensible. And it all depends on whether no wait, there would be no reason to go on ahead without Dark Beam. When I think about it, there's actually no reason, there's nothing you can do if you continue towards me in gyro. So he will be going to ATS, like there's no other routing option. So I think he checks main reactor and he turns back. Maybe Sangmap station, no he doesn't have cobalt. No Jeff, there's nothing you can do this way. Well, maybe Hive Entrance, he might be thinking Hive Entrance, but it doesn't route as nicely if you get that now. Unfortunately, I don't think that's a good routing decision at all here. I think he's thinking of getting Hive Entrance, but that's really awkward, I think.
I mean, this is the Dark Beamless route, right? We have to go activate the Spider Guardian layer, get Hive Entrance, and then loop around Sank the other way.
Well, no, he just activated mini gyro when he goes back. I think he just turned it back in case. I'm not really sure why. Okay, no, he's going for ATS. Okay.
Oh, I keep thinking that's the. I keep forgetting that we can't do that strat that I am proposing without Dark Beam. So yeah, we just need Dark Beam reason.
That's why I still like. I guess he did it by safety. We should like if he can go back around there, but I don't see a scenario where that could happen and you need that. Maybe no, I don't see. Or maybe he could think Sangmap Station has Dark Beam. But even then, you can just go back down by Cat W. So I don't quite get the mini gyro play, the mini gyro play here. Right, so now we have to pray. So he's gonna bump into Cobalt. We have to pray he checks Vault. He will be nearby because he will have to take the pole in Judgment Drop, which is right next to Vault when you go back to Light World. We had to pray Jeff checks it. If he does and then goes for the wall crawl, there is still hope. The clock is ticking as the JeffGainsNGames just entered the Spider Guardian fight. That's a cobalt for Jeff, and now he's gonna go to Judgment Drop to take the portal. So this is down to whether he checks Vault or not. And in my opinion, when you take the spoil, you should always check it.
Yeah, especially when Dark Beam can be here. How powerful Dark Beam is.
We just passed the 2-hour mark. No, Jeff, turn back.
Oh,
Okay, turn back. Okay, good.
Jeff was going
Good.
straight forwards.
Yeah, I thought as well. Right. Okay, that is a dive in for Jeff. We're gonna see some shots or so bewilderment, I think. Yes. There it is.
This is up there, Drake. This is one of the wildest scenes.
It's been entertaining, alright. Well, JeffGainsNGames is reaching a final stage of Spider Guardian. So I think at that point, even if Chess goes for the wall crawl, he's still behind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that shit started so good, like bomb, space jump, crew attack early, It was looking so good. Where did we go so wrong?
Ooh, Jeff down to less than 100 health here.
Ooh, don't get killed by those resits. Yep, and that's gonna be it for the Spider Gun fight on JeffGainsNGames. And as Jeff gets Dog Beam.
Oh no, 0 power bombs. Alright, luckily the pill bugs here should drop
Yeah, the
one.
pillbox can drop them. Unless we got drop systemed. Usually the second one drops one.
Okay.
Yep. Jeff sitting first. So if Jeff does want to do how down it works, we'll probably will have to go all the way down the elevator through the portal. There is a way, like if you haven't opened the gate on the hole on the dark side, I think there's a way you can actually do like a screw attack and bonk. I know it exists, I don't know how to do it myself though. Jeff wants to take the save first. And there's the how down it works key for the JeffGainsNGames. Just needs Hive entrance now.
That's question in chat. No, racers have been pretty stoic in the race room for better part of an hour now. It was,
Yeah, since the ace were to go from Jeff, there hasn't been activity.
Yep, which I think was the grav boost in Hazencliff.
It was about that time, yeah. Right, so let's see if Jeff decides to, like, if Jeff turns back here is going to spot a Garan, if it goes on straight on and then he's doing how then it works walk roll. Yep, he's going for it. He's going for the how then it works walk roll. Else he wouldn't be continuing this way.
Yeah, so after all this, the sun's up being pretty dang close. They're gonna be, like, yeah, on this elevator at the same time.
Yep, another high five here.
Jeff behind just by the one Hive Dynamo Works wall crawl.
Yep, which has plenty of ways to go wrong.
Yeah, and it is long enough that it's still a pretty sizable lead for final bosses.
Yeah, it is. But close enough that a big mess up on the final boss could still maybe tip the balance here. But TGC firmly has one hand on the victory here.
Yeah, Emperor Sealing.
Also, Jeff could do a Hive entrance now as well. Actually, I think he would do a Hive entrance first. Because when you go ahead and work, you have the safe station in Hive Gyro, like right there.
Yeah, but you also have the one in Hive entrance. I think that saves a few more rooms.
Oh yeah, honestly
save.
I forgot that a save point even exists. Honestly, this part of the map never go to. Like I think of the ammo station, but I guess
I like the save station actually a lot. I don't infrequently use this to leave Spider's treasure if I was already getting kind of done with Aegon. And it's a nice if you don't need to do any more sank when you do Hive entrance, which is frequently the case. It's a good way to get out of Hive entrance.
Here, I usually do it on the right side. There's like a very precise setup that works like all the time.
I'm team left as well, but yeah, this one I feel like is fairly lenient either.
Yeah. Fell a bit, but yeah, Jeff needs to either jump a few times here. Lost a bit of height. Meanwhile, JeffGainsNGames is about to get a Hive entrance. I think he has enough height at this point. Yeah. And now you just jump into the tunnel full trigger here. I see many going for the platform. Usually I just go straight for the tunnel full trigger. Go. We got the key, and now we have to get out. Which involves having to go to the vault, reload the room, then performing a secret world by squad attacking into the mobile tunnel and jumping into the tunnel full trigger. if you jump at it from that point, basically you never touch, because there are triggers around rooms which define like where you respawn when you fall. By default, it's placed on the other side of the room. And if you actually do the secret wall there from that side and touch the fall, you never actually touch the trigger to set it up on your current side of the room, so it respawns you on the other side. That's the basis of how we return on the other side. Yep, DGC saved out there and is now on his way to the final bosses. As I said, Jeff has waited the room, now has to screw attack into this tunnel. And it can be tricky because there's actually a decent chance to fall down the room here, which is significant loss time, as the ether box is very deep there. Okay, he's no abort. You should have aborted that, Jeff.
Yeah, that tunnel sucks. It's
And
really
like,
easy to fall
you
here.
do a little hop, and I'm like, yeah, you need to have the camera clip the tunnel at the top, and that tells you in the right position. If that doesn't happen, just abort and walk backwards, back in bounds. Else this happens. So now Jeff has to either jump back up.
So what I like to do
all
here
the way up.
is if you either jump up along, if you put the like flicker bats to your left hand and ether jump up, you'll actually hit the terminal fall trigger on your way up while ether jumping. Saves you a little bit of time.
I have seen that one. Where is Jeff hitting? On the other side, apparently.
Kind of looks like that's the idea, Joe. Oh, no, we're gonna use the other plane maybe here.
Moving a bit probably. Don't wanna go too close to that door to the elevator. Not too sure what he's doing. So which side is he on right now? I can't really tell. Is it the side that leads to the elevator? No, it's the other side.
Yeah, it's the other side.
Just not having a good time either jumping here.
Yeah, it's a long way up, unfortunately, and the visual cues aren't super strong here, so it's really just getting the muscle memory of, you know, moving
either
back
jumping in
out
general.
as far as you moved in, and having the clean kind of roll from moving into the box to the B press, get that clean 3-frame window.
He seems to be struggling a little bit there as the JeffGainsNGames is now reaching Sky Temple where Emperor awaits. Fortunately, that's probably it at this point. For who gets to win this.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to play risky here. Take the save.
Yeah, thank you, Drake.
Thank you. Jeff is still trying to recover here. Needs to go hit the terminal full trigger. Meanwhile, TGC is entering the Emperor fight. Let's go with phase 1. Oh, is he trying to load the room around him? Oh, I see what he's doing. He needs to touch the door there and just walk backwards. There we go, okay. Well, that works. That worked. So now Jeff just has to go get the final key. Did you see opting for some annihilator shots here? I don't think that was a good idea because he has used most of his ammo now, so he doesn't have anything left for Dark Summons. And does miss the one cycle on phase 1.
You'll usually get your ammo back just during Emperor 2, so it's pretty fine to spend down here. But Emperor 2 does drop some light ammo, usually.
Oh, it is. Thought about that too much myself. That's right. Oh, I was actually surprised the ball won't hit that last one there. Quite nice. Not as nice there.
Nice BB drop.
That should be the last of it. Now, phase 3. Let's see how the squad decks go. Started from a bit too far away there anyway. You don't want to be impatient in this fight. That's too high up. Oh, yeah, we're gonna be flying there. And Jeff just got his final kill. Just has to go to the save station, save warp.
That was really lucky for TGC that the straight on work there that Empering's leg went straight up in the air, went perfect timing there.
One more squad deck should do the job here. There you go. That's just Dark Summons there, which, even in the worst of scenarios, that's definitely not gonna be enough for Jeff to catch up here. Alright, we gonna be centering though, is the question. We're gonna fire 25 annihilative shots and one problem shot, just enough damage to stay above the threshold, at which point Dark Summons immediately centers. For this attack. Missed it, unfortunately.
Ooh, but lands a missile. That is
oh yeah, I think
maybe
that's
the worst. Yeah, that's the
that's
worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think if you completely miss the screw attack, just don't do anything and wait for Samus to go back to her cannon attack.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, TGC will have to be dealing with a full Dark Samus World fight here.
Man,
It's only gonna be a few minutes.
That was a really fast pellets into missile combo there from Dark Samus.
Good luck for now. It would have ended up being a pretty close heat, like. It's probably less than 5 minutes between the two. Reshells probably.
No save from Jeff. Gonna pray for no Emperor Ceiling.
Two more shots. TGC will take the win. Yeah, I think TGC kept a steady lead through most of the race, but at any point it could have been overturned really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the The play to wall crawl Torvus Temple definitely like made the seed route a little cleaner for Jeff. But the problem was like not hitting the go mode meant that like you got incentivized to clean up the hints and the checks in lower Torvus, and that kind of ate into most of the time and effort. So actually, that probably ended up working out about evenly for both runners.
And that's a GG's for the JeffGainsNGames.
GG's.
Winning the match in 2:19 minutes and 30 seconds. GG's, that was a close one. But only one could take the win. And Jeff does forfeit, not gonna finish the final bosses there.
I imagine our runners will have some words for me, so we'll invite them into the booth and let them air some grievances.
You better be ready for them, I think. And hello, the JeffGainsNGames. GG's on your win.
There we go. There we go. Had to fix my headphones. Oh my! What was this, Baha? Seriously?
Well, according to chat, about 20 minutes in, it was a baby seed. So yeah, how did you enjoy your baby seed?
First off, I didn't think I deserved to win this from how the beginning of this game went, because I was playing very poorly at the start. I was forgetting things, my movement was sloppy, I was kind of routing really awkwardly. I didn't even realise I had Amber. I don't even know where I picked it up.
Yeah, we noticed that.
And it wasn't until like I glanced at my tracker and noticed I had Amber, and I was like, when did I get this? I don't recall that. So I had to do a little bit of a mini reroute, and from there it just kind of felt like I was really, really sluggish. But the seeds, I think, the seed eclipsed just how bad I could have been in this race, because you were expected to 180 in every single point that you went to. You got an item, turn 180, go to the other end of the game. You get an item there, turn 180, go back the way. And it was backbreaking. I was mildly worried. Oh, go on.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, we're joined by Jeff as well. Welcome in, GG's.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. Carry on, TGC.
The one thing I was really worried about was, could there have been some sort of like logical requirement where I could have had to do a quad without Dark Beam to return the Sank energy to then get Dark Beam in Torvus Temple, was something that was really worrying me. And I was like, I don't know if that's possible, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, so that was actually probably our biggest collective bone to pick with your routing, was not just out of bouncing lower Torvus Temple and doing the pirate fight.
Which Jeff did.
Yeah, so Jeff eventually did it. Although even Jeff could delete it until like after lower Torvus or upper Dark Torvus, and I would have done it immediately. I would have done it immediately, and I would have extra done it immediately after the Hinton Underground Tunnel. But, yeah, kind of curious about that from both of you.
I wasn't comfortable with doing anything too wild out of bounds wise because of my movement early game. Like, I wasn't confident with a lot of things. That was kind of my decision on it.
Yeah. Well, so that's the one where like all you got to do is go out of bounds, shoot the door, shoot the pirates, and you're back in bounds. And then with supers and emerald, you can activate the elevator and leave. And then that also gives you lower Torvus access without Dark Beam. And so you can like route your lower Torvus keys in and then go to Sank where your Dark Beam is. So it would have been actually a pretty huge play. And so, yeah, for a while, so I guess kind of going way back to the start. So TGC took a lead immediately upon not doing comm area and pretty much held that like minute or two lead literally the entire seed. Up until, because the seed was super linear. You all made the same decisions on like we get boost ball. Let's do Sank entrance into Hall of Honor Dead into actually finding the correct thing. Like all that kind of stuff he all did identically. And it was just a short TGC lead from a couple earlier skips and then cleaning it up a little more efficiently later. And not getting punished for those. And then, the real divergence kind of came at the end where TGC, after Torvis left and went to Sank and found Dark Beam, whereas Jeff did that sequence break we were talking about in Torvis Temple, got Light Suit, which let Jeff get the Torvis keys and go into Sank. But the problem was, as cleaner as that route was, it meant that Jeff was in lower Torvis without Dark Beam or a hint for it. And so the little bit of extra checks and getting the hints probably ended up being about even again. And so really it was just like a 1 or 2 minute lead, even towards the end in Sank. And then Jeff going for the Hive Dynamo Works could have evened it up again, but unfortunately had a little bit of trouble with that stupid tunnel and fall into the Aether floor. But I've been talking too much. Jeff, what were your thoughts on the seed?
Kind of frustrated that how much my setup was freezing. Would have made it. Maybe would have got a retime if like could have been close. But I've been dealing with it the whole tournament, and I haven't been able to fix it. So I knew that going in, and it's part of it. I like TGC. My early game, I was really wonky until I realized that it was just going back and forth all over the place. I was seeing TGC in chat basically saying, complaining as well, and I was like glad that I wasn't the only one. It wasn't just me by myself in here, and it wasn't like I hot dogged something somewhere.
Yeah.
Some meta game information, I guess. But I was like, I realized at the end I was full tracker. Dark Beam was my last major. The thing that I really hope everyone caught. Did everyone catch me 360 over blog?
That was sick.
Okay, sweet. It makes up for all of it. I think your play of like probably taking the boost ball and keeping in logic was probably safe. Like, did you get a Dark Beam hint?
No, I never got a Dark Beam hint, but because of the major and Torvis energy controller, there was 3 majors that we needed, being Light Suit, Cobalt, and Dark Beam to clean the game up. So it was like, that can't be Dark Beam unless logic is really bad, and the majority of my logical stuff is in Sank. So I decided to play that, and it worked out in the sense that I found Cobalt into Dark Beam and Vault. And then I was like, well, I know where my Light Suit is, so let's go prioritize that and then clean up from there. And yeah, it was just doing the Torvis Temple thing. I hadn't even considered that, because I think when I've practiced it, I've tried to do the full loop, but I hadn't even considered doing the fight skip itself, really, which would have made a bit of backtrack a lot easier. But I think I think the bit that was kind of worrying was the sense that if I'd done that, I'd maybe have committed a little longer in Torvis as well, which I don't know.
Yeah, like in retrospect, like I think it does actually kind of end up being even, because like honestly, when you synced up after that route divergence, the lead felt like it was about the same as it was before the route divergence.
That sounds like an interesting watch back then. I'd be curious to see it.
Well, if it had been Dog Beam out there, then yeah, this would have been a massive play by Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if it was Dark Beam, like, I was trying to think if there's any world, but I think there's like, I think there is a possibility where it's possible. It is possible. But yes, but I just like, I knew I could get it now, so, and then while I was there, it was like I might as well. I know I can get all the keys in Torvis, so I might as well stick around. And yeah, and then like I was trying to think of anywhere else in Sank, because like I don't know, don't know about you, but I don't often get Dark Beam at 2 hours in, so I was trying
Yeah.
to sort out in my head what the heck was expected.
I was trying to rack my brain and like what doors are dark doors and
Yep.
Sank, because you don't often go there without
Nope.
like in the late game. So I was like, does this route even work? Can I get to quad? Is that possible? Or I was like, my brain was just all over the place for a lot of it.
Because I guess you can technically get Hive Dynamo Works without Dark Beam, right? You go up ATS,
Yeah.
switch worlds, do the Spider Guardian fight, and then just turn around.
It's
'Cause,
pretty
yeah, I
bad because you don't have good access to the fight trigger.
Right.
'Cause it's Dark Beam locked on both sides, so you'd have to like go through Quad's room backwards, do the Echo Gate backwards with like Sonic Boom or Dark Burst, and then activate the portal. This is pretty bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forgot you have to hit the trigger first because I was like, can I thought it was gonna be a Dark Beamless seed for a little while, and I was like, how do I? Hive Dynamo Works is the only one I was concerned about, and then I was like, Hive Entrance might just have a Dark Beam door in front of it for all I know. Yeah, Dark Beam was rough. It was also rough knowing that like half. 3/4 of the hints were useless because we already had all the majors.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like you found the next major, and then you turn around, you find the next major, turn around, find the next one, and it's just like by that time it's like that you actually get to go places for hints. It's like what's the point? You already have everything.
I take it you got all of the lower Torvis hints.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can only presume, unless you like, we would never have done MSB. So the only thing is I can think of is that the Dark Beam hint, if there was one, was either Cobalt locked, which was accessible before Dark Beam, so it could have wildly been there, or it was like MSB and it was just never possible to get that kind of information. But yeah, this was not an easy seed. Because it felt like I was hot dogging. Like every single step of the way, I felt like I'd forgot something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was at the point where we got Spider Ball in Profane Path, and then I was like, I bet that key in Junction Site is a worm key, and Dark Beam was on worms, and little did I know that was like not even the beginning of the chain.
Yeah, I done the same thing, and the thing that I was worried about was like, we're slowly getting dragged into an Amorphous, but even that red key wasn't even guaranteed because all of the Inghive keys were in Dark Aegon.
Yep. I just took the gamble. I was like, I gotta go for it.
Wasn't much else
I went
to
for
do.
it pretty early. Yeah.
I'll be honest, like, see if it wasn't, I don't know, I think I would have actually just stopped and went,
Well, so that was actually one of probably the second most important route divergence was re-entering Aegon there. TGC, you played Dark Labs first, and Jeff played Amorbus first. And that worked really well for TGC because it meant supers were available for the Amorbus fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my Amorbus fight was super slow because I had no weapons.
Yeah, and like even with Light Beam, like you spend it down slowly, and the game just doesn't ever give you any until you ship save or get Dark Beam.
Yeah, I was gonna say since you don't have Dark Beam, you never get refills, and it's just like I was literally killing one of the worm faces and then getting 5 ammo and killing the next one.
Yeah, like I think for a lot of this as well, like missile count was so low, like because I finished the game around 50 missiles, which was pretty low on the low end of things. But I had 20 missiles for a long time, so I was constantly having to I was down at like 3 missiles, so I had to empty the tank, pick up a pack of 10, keep going forward, do a super door, refill, and it was rough. Rough on resources all round.
Yeah, Marker pointing out the sand processing BSJ would have been pretty big this seed. Although honestly, like Secret's breaking
I don't think so.
Yeah, like
that's
you
not...
still had to follow the whole stupid chain to boost.
Yeah, because what was Seekers of the chain anyways?
Seekers gave you both Sank and Torvis access. Like
right.
But like you wouldn't have had either Sank or Torvus access without all of those pieces of the puzzle because you needed boost as well to do either.
Right, because you need Seekers to go the front of Sank, and then up ATS to get Dark Beam.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have actually been like, if you'd stole the Seekers early, your route probably would have been a lot weirder as well, because you would have got a boost. Actually, no, you might have pushed Sank a lot sooner if you had sequence broke the Seekers, because you would have picked up boost in Torvus Lagoon, and then because you can't keep going forward, you would have to come out the front. And then at that point, you've got all the tools just to do Sank entrance, so you might have actually gone in a lot sooner.
Yeah, maybe. It still would have been pretty tempting, I think, to just save warp out of Lagoon and go Torvus from the side from safe warp, but yeah, who knows? Yeah, the Torvus Sank decision also could have been huge. Like, playing Sank this seed gets you way ahead, but like, why would you when Torvus opened up at the same time and you have Emerald for Emerald hints?
Yeah.
So that made total sense to me that both of you chose that route.
Yeah, it was a thing. Really putting the mentee knowledge to the test, eh? Had to make sure we learned something.
It's truly remarkable, like for even as powerful an item as Dark Beam, that you can actually do like almost the entire game without it if you have every other item. And every once in a while, Metroidvania will demonstrate that fact to you.
At least we got an Amorbus over Chika.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guys honestly were not too bad. It was just the logic that was atrocious.
Yeah, because like that was one of the things. Like looking back at the race time chat, when I said that was me realizing that I had Amber and was really confused. But when Jeff started saying fair, and then Baja please, I was picking up hints. So I had a feeling Jeff might have also been picking up hints, because the hints weren't particularly good with what we had at the time. And then it was just the constant ping back and forward from there.
That's true too. Yeah, any PBs being available this whole freaking seed also would have smoothed everything out. Chamber Gateway being the first available power bomb was also awful.
Pretty sure that was my seed earlier on as well when I was doing a bit of practice earlier.
Yes, I said as much. Yeah, I do remember that.
I was like, there was so many shades of the seed that I'd done, because Screw Attack was also in Command Center, which was in my practice seed as well. And I looked at it and went, "Am I just playing the same seed?"
So that actually brings us to one of the questions that Drake, our tracker, left for us, was how come TGCU didn't do early hints? Because Defiled Shrine was perfectly in logic and you walked by it. And like I remember us talking about, oh wow, yeah, that could be in logic really early, and it was beam related.
Yeah, so this was part of what I was saying where I was playing really badly. I had wrote down beam related, and then when I picked up Annihilator, I scrubbed it out.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh, I'm going to get Dark Beam at some point. And then it wasn't until I picked up Power Bombs, I started doing like the Power Bomb checks, and then I went, wait a minute, picked up my notes, looked at it and went, Dark Beam could just be next to hints. And I felt really annoyed, so I had to do a big circle all the way back round to go get them. But I think it was also part of me wasn't expecting, like, I think part of me was expecting maybe nothing to be in one chamber access or something, and then I would have gone back for hints. I think that was originally what was playing in my head, but because I found the power bombs, I then prioritized the power bombs a little bit. So it was just really bad decisioning for some of my shaky movement. As I said, I did not feel I was playing particularly well.
Mm-hmm. Then we were curious as well. So both of you grabbed the Aegon energy, and Jeff even went so far as to go to Mining Plaza. I'm kind of curious. Did you missee the Mining Plaza item, Jeff?
I just kind of forgot and was worried that it would be like supers if it was like orange, or maybe it was purple because I forgot. Who knows? I was like, if I don't grab this now, it's gonna hurt me later. So I was like, just take it.
Mine, I was kind of similar as well, but mine was more, I was that feeling of hot dogging something. I wasn't sure what I'd forgotten, so I picked up the energy on the basis that in the worst case, and I have hot dogged and I've not seen what I thought I saw in Mining Plaza, I at least can do it. rather than having to jump all the way back into dark to get the energy and come back. So it was just a kind of precaution from being worried.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because it's pretty painful to have to walk back to the energy if you did end up needing it and didn't collect it at the time. We were also curious why Grapple Guardian had to die when you had full tracker.
I wasn't sure what was faster in that place. I wasn't sure if I could skip Grapple Guardian and just go straight to the left and the right. I wasn't sure how big the trigger was. So I was like, rather than... I just thought, do it. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, no, you can just PD, drop down, and then roll freely across the bottom of the room on your way out.
Nah, I wasn't sure on. Because I think the other bit I was debating just going to like dungeon and just working my way all the way through, and I was like, that just feels so bad, so slow. So I just went, let's just get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both of you probably would have been decently served by opening up the Gathering Hall bomb slot while you were in Gathering Hall the first time. Especially with Under Transit 1 being a key, it's nice to just be able to pop out into the light world there rather than having to go through dungeon, especially without Dark Beam on Jeff's side.
I never touched Gathering Hall, so...
Oh, right, because you weren't going by the time you're done. That makes sense.
I was just happy that there was no dark beam doors down there. I'm blocking me.
And then, the last question from Drake was about the Sank rating from Jeff. We were curious what took you to mini gyro, and then what made you turn around.
There are dark beam doors.
Yep, remembered.
That way, yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
I was like, oh, maybe there's not on the dark world. Oh, yeah, there are too. So I can't go that way. Yep.
Yeah. What a seed.
Good thing you're going on holiday for a bit, innit?
Yeah, get to take a break from this.
I envy you. I totally envy you, Jeff.
Yeah, haha, yes, totally the plan.
But no, GG's on a very poopy seed.
GG's, yeah, no, well deserved. I mean, you, I think we both gave her all this one.
Yeah,
sure.
Paid for sins we don't know about yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Randomizer will treat us nicely in the future. Doubt.
Oh, it was a really good race. Good performance from both of you. Like, TGC had kind of a lead throughout, but Jeff was always in striking distance. So yeah, definitely interesting to watch. And yeah, as Storm gets our bot commands in chat, do be sure to follow these runners. Both great community members, great Prime and Prime 2 players. And yeah, I guess I'll turn it over to Storm. I've been chatting a lot here, so anything you wanted to ask and or go over, Storm?
Well, not really. I think everything's been discussed essentially at this point. Well, I don't have much to ask.
Yeah, I'll let you take the sign off then.
Right, and yeah, GG's to both runners. That was quite a race. Unfortunately, Jeff stops here, but TGC goes on. We don't know who his next opponent will be yet, but there will be more. In the meantime, we're gonna sign out now. So thanks to Baha for commenting alongside me. Thanks to Drake for tracking for us, and I will see you all next mission.
Yeah, thank you, Storm, for co-comment. It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.